Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Izuku met her before All Might Part 1. If you guys enjoy this what if and want to see part 2, comment down below and let me know before I start. Please do support for more awesome content and leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also share this video with your friends and check out the description in my playlist. The author of the story 𝗵𝗃 from Wattpad. So let's start the video. We all know what happened with the quirk test. Izumi gets a powerful quirk and Izuku has no power of any sort. His so-called best friends started to bully him and hate him for being weak from his point of view, even though it was their full intention to keep him away from becoming a hero. So he won't get himself killed. Well, that all changed one day when turned 7 Izuku was laying in his old tattered room. Ever since his parents started to focus more on Izumi, they just barely remember to sometimes give him food. Izumi, as much as it's not heroic of him to hate someone, it would be her and the others. Happy birthday to you. Hearing the voices downstairs, the door opens. Mitsuki Bakugo, the mother of Katsuki and Katsumi Bakugo. Mitsuki, hey little bean, smiling, and Izuku just stayed curled up in the corner. Mitsuki was holding a plate. It had a cake on it. Izuku, hey Andy. Mitsuki's heart hurt seeing him like this. Inko was a terrific mother. But to start neglecting her own son, and no less Hisashi's boy, the man who she loved dearly, how can she even do this to him? Mitsuki, hey, I brought you some cake. Trying to cheer him up, Izuku was nervous. What's cake? Will it hurt me? Shaking Mitsuki, no. It's food, Izuku. Usually cook for myself. But would you bring me food? Okay, now this has gone too far. Mitsuki, Izuku, come. He writes what a mother should do for her child, pulling him out of the corner. She sees his notebook labeled issue number 13, Cyberware. Mitsuki, hey, what's that? Pointing at the notebook, and Izuku immediately tries to hide it. Izuku, please don't destroy. I don't want it to be gone. Panicking Mitsuki, it's okay, Izui won't destroy it. I'm just curious. And Izuku hesitated for a moment and he soon brings it to her. Izuku, it's just some dumb ideas anyway, and she looks into it. Cyberware number 2, Gorilla Fist. When I look at All Might, he has some super strength, being able to lift multiple people and even buildings. What if I can have metal hands that could give me the same strength as a gorilla? But Dad doesn't like it when I talk about it. He says it's not heroic to think of it. I want to become a hero. I want to. And this is my road to do it. Looking at the design and even coding from a 7-year-old no less, is highly detailed to the last screw. Looking at the design made her realize how smart he really is. Mitsuki, do you still want to become a hero? Izuku, and he slowly nods. Mitsuki hands the book back to him. If that's the case, I'm sure you'll be a great hero. Izuku, and soon he starts to cry before jumping into her arms, hugging her tightly. Izuku, thank you, Auntie. Mitsuki could only smile, but then again she frowns, knowing she's going to punish those two again. What they're doing to this boy, it's wrong. She's trying to get Rei to help, but she's dealing with her demons right now. Katsumi enters the room. Mom, Katsuki is being mean to Izumi again. Pouting Mitsuki, I'll right. Izuku, you don't have to go out, okay? And you young lady are coming with me as well? And soon Katsumi scowls at him and he shivers behind his bed frame, and the two of them exit the room. Izuku was still breathing heavy, doesn't want to be in this place anymore. He doesn't want to live in fear anymore, wants to try and become a hero, wants to try. Soon it ends from here. Izumi, Deku, entering the room along with Shoto, Shoka, and Bakugo. Izumi, heard you still want to be a hero. You really think you can become one without a quirk? Bakugo, my mom is only nice to you because of how pathetically weak you are, like my dad. Soon he walks over to him and he picks him up. Shoto, give it up. Deku can't be a hero, so deal with it. And soon he freezes one of his feet to the floor. Izuku, no, please stop it. Crying out now, Bakugo lets out an explosion and it hits his abdomen, burning his shirt, and then he was picked up by Izumi's quirk. Izumi, what can you do against those with quirks? You can't even take us down. Even your dad didn't want you. Maybe that's why he killed himself. And soon after, Izuku's world turned red. Hearing her say this about his father was the last straw. He was killed in a plane bombing. So hearing this, he reels his fist back. Izuku, you? Izumi, Izuku, Jerry, and he punches her off. Soon he grabs his notebook and the bag he had packed up. Soon he jumps out of the window. Katsumi and the others stared in shock. Fought back. Soon the door opens. Yagi, what's going on in here? Looking at the four of them, seeing them in shock, still looking at the open window. 𝐭𝐽𝐻, what happened Izumi? Izumi, he. 𝐭𝐽𝐻, what? Izumi starts crying. He jumped out the window. 𝐭𝐽𝐻, who jumped out the window? Yagi, was someone in here? Soon he was smacked by 𝗵𝘃𝗵𝐺, you idiots, it's your son. And they both froze, they both forgot about Izuku. 𝗵𝘃 just walks past them and she looks out the window. Worried for Izuku now, she turns to 𝗏𝗏𝗵𝘃. 𝗏𝗏, call in someone, police. Heroes, anyone please. And she nods, getting out her cell phone. Soon Fuyumi Todoroki walks in the room as well. Fuyumi, what's happening? Asked the young teen. Shoto and Shoka froze. Fuyumi looks down at their feet trying to hide something. Fuyumi, Shoka, what's that behind you? And soon this caught the other parents' attention. Shoto, Shoka, what do you mean? Nervous about it, they feel a chill going up their spines as they shiver a little. Fuyumi, what is behind you? Giving them the death stare she picked up from Tuya. Soon they both had their heads down and moved aside as Fuyumi sees the ice on the floor that was broken. Fuyumi, Shoka, did you do this? And she was silent. She was about to say something until Shoto, I did it. Fuyumi, you did it. Why? Soon Mitsuki sees the burnt mark on the wall and some soot. Mitsuki, Katsuki Bakugo, what is with the soot? And Masaru also notices as well. Masaru, Katsuki, he growled out, and Mitsuki knows that tone. He rarely ever gets mad about anything. She's learned it when they both used to be in high school. It taught her that the one person who is always calm and collected can be terrifying when mad. The twins know as well. Katsumi, Hyua's shocked seeing Izuku jump out the window. Masaru, I didn't ask you. Katsumi, Katsuki, is there soot on the wall? Growling now, his shadow over both of them. Katsuki, we tried to keep him becoming a hero, he blurted out. 𝗏𝗏, what? Izumi, with this idea that if we could show him why he can't become a hero, used our quirks on him, and this shocked them all. 𝗏𝗏 gasped. Yagi, how long has this been going on? He said. 𝗏𝗏, Izumi, Yagi, you have 5 seconds to say it or you'll be in even more trouble than this. Izumi, ever since the quirk test assessment. She looks down in shame. They couldn't believe this. This has been going on for 3 years and they did nothing about it. Mitsuki, how could you even that stupid and not to think that? Now yelling at them. Fuyumi, I'm going to tell mom about this. You too. She'll definitely want to talk about this with you both. Yagi, Izumi, I don't know what to say. How about you try to make up some lame but excuse to defend why you abandoned and neglected a child for years. They all turn to the doorway to see a scruffy-looking man with a woman that has light green hair. Yagi, Shota, 𝗏𝗏, oh thank God Shota, you're here. Soon he puts a hand in front of them. Aizawa, you're part of this problem, all of you. Now tell me why. And soon they ended up being in this whole argument about how Izuku was trying to become a hero even without a quirk and why it would not work at all. Of course, Yagi tried to say he didn't really show effort in trying to pursue his dream, but it was shot down by the fact the 4 little shits made his self-confidence sink further below the Mariana Trench. But one thing remains. Aizawa, as much as I lost respect for you both, we need to find your son before he does something to himself or worse. And Hei nodded. He called in a couple of friends. Midnight and Present Mike also helped out trying to look for Haimo. Of course, the only photo 𝗏𝗏 has of Izuku was the day before his quirk diagnosis test. They should look a little more taller, but they try to keep a lookout. Izuku ran with all the strength in his body even when his legs are telling him to stop, but no, he kept on going, crying out all the tears. He was scared. He can feel them running after him, which made him run even more, creating a paradox. Soon he ends up near the shipyards and he sits down at a street light trying to breathe. Izuku keeps looking in the direction he ran, expecting to see them coming to hurt him again. Izuku, I need to get out of here. Sobbing, Mirai soon sees one of the cargo ships ready to depart. The shipment is ready, sir. He listens in on the conversation. Thank you. So our next shipment is Night City. Night City. Where's that place? Says here in America. That's where his father used to work. It may be if he could ask for help there, they could possibly be his chance of becoming a hero. Soon he sneaks past the guards and other workers there and he sees the cargo ship reeling in the anchor. So in one quick motion he jumps on the anchor and crawls to the top and he hides in one of the containers, and soon the ship departs. His destination is Night City. Hopes it won't be as bad here. Hei takes out his bag. And it just had his All Might figure and a small Mayfi. Takes out the map and opens it. Using the small LED light he brought, looking at the map, he sees where 𝐒𝐻𝐸𝐵 then looks more and soon. He found it and it says, 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗔 of Dreams. Maybe this will be his new start in life, his second chances. This is an opportunity he will take for sure, but then he thinks about the very few people who care for him. Will they even care that he's gone? Maybe not. He's quirkless anyway. They won't miss a worthless weakling like him. And then he sees the city in a distance. He felt really good, like a huge weight was taken off his shoulder. It truly felt like he had finally gotten away from them all, especially their villains. He couldn't help but hate them even more now they had chased him away. His family doesn't love him or even aware that he exists. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏 lost their chance. He will never forgive them for what they did. Sure, they say that time heals the wound, but what about the scars? You can't fix that. Once it's there, it will always be there. No matter how hard you try to forgive them, the pain will still remain. He took this chance to finally rest, laying on one of the small boxes. It actually felt comfortable, that the dirty sheets that was never washed, and soon he drifted to sleep. 3 days later, the case of one Izuku Midoriya who had run away from home was never found. Off course to the police, it was a waste of time, especially when they found out he was quirkless. So they call it off. And much to Aizawa's anger, he also had to prepare for his new job at 𝐸𝐻, one where Nizu blackmailed him to take off course. The threat was simple. He would use the time he and Emi were exchanging list off who was in the tournament, and also were forbidden from interacting with students that aren't in their school during the event, so he had to stop as well, and Emi kept looking for him. Until she had to work as well. Izumi Yagano had to work harder to join 𝐸𝐻. Especially when the elementary school didn't acknowledge his absence. They didn't care about a quirkless going missing. Both Shoto and Shoko were punished dearly by their father after hearing Teishi had them fight him for 4 hours straight nonstop. With Tuya, Katsuki and Katsumi Bakugo are grounded from entering any sort of event with their school. And of course their dream of trying to go to 𝐸𝐻 is there. But they also had some hate developed when Katsumi told Katsuki how their mom treated Izuku more like her own son than the man. As for Yagi, he was now on a broken bridge. Because of this action, Nizu immediately, along with Enitai and Gran Torino, are now making him try and look for a new successor. Since the defeat of All for One, he's been looking non-stop since Izuku awoke from his slumber again from the sound of the ship horn blaring. Looks out the container and see it. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏 city of dreams. She was actually excited now. Soon the ship docks, and then took this chance to jump off, and he runs up to a small diesel, climbing into it, waits for it to take off, and soon it heads for the city. Ends up in a place called Izuku Haywook. No, it's actually Haywood. Izuku gets off soon. He's alone again, wandering the streets. Although he was scared now, really didn't know what he got himself into. He walked along the street until bang bang. Hearing gunfire in the distance, and some people are yelling it was a shootout. Come Chica, we need 2 Delta. He looks over to see 2 teens running out of the store nearby. They were getting shot at. F Jackie, keep going. And soon they ran into his direction. Izuku fell back for the moment and he sits there frozen. Soon the teens see him. Hey Chamiko, you need to get out. He couldn't understand what they're saying. Izuku, what? But the girl was panicking. Jackie, he speaks Japanese. Need to bring the kid pronto. Soon they hear the screams growing louder and the guy named Jackie picks him up. Jackie, Chico always wanted a little bro. And Izuku was scared. He felt like he'd just gotten into a lot of trouble. Izuku, what's going on? Who are you people? He shouted, can't understand you kid, but trust us. Izuku was scared and now crying once more. Soon they turn an area and a car pulls up and 2 guys with guns pointed at them. They both stop. Jackie, Hijo de puta. You learn not to F with the wrong people, you punks. A guy wearing weird clothing walked up to them. Hey, how are we supposed to know there was Tiger Claw territory nearby him? I don't care. As my mother always say. And soon he speaks Japanese. You don't F with strangers. Izuku, could you tell them to let me go? He shouted, and he asked, why don't shut your goddamn mouth, you little he shouted back. Jackie, hey, whatever you said probably isn't nice. I don't give a F what you think. Soon the girl smiles. Yeah, but there is one thing you didn't account for. He, and what's that beach? And soon a gun was pointed behind his head. You don't F with the Valentinos. And soon they all froze. Izuku, what's going on? He thought soon he was too frightened hearing more gunshots, thinking this was his time, he was going to die. So he faints from shock. Izuku, 𝗵𝗲𝗄. He sits up and looks around. Was in someone's home looking around. Was he caught? What happened? Did those 2 teens die? You are awake. He turns to see an older woman, who seems about the same age as his mother, but again, she was speaking English. So he doesn't understand what she's saying. She kneels down to him and he was scared, preparing to get hit as he remembered what Izumi did to him. Soon he felt a blanket wrap around him. You poor thing, and at such a young age. She was comforting him. And he was afraid. It's alright, 𝗵𝗃, I'm not going to hurt you. Izuku then hears that she was not like the rest of them. She wasn't felt more like a mother, if that's what it feels like. But then the door suddenly opens. To a man who's very large. Who's the little? He said to her, he's going to be leaving soon. I don't care you 𝗬𝗲𝗄𝗧. Before he smacks her again, Izuku tried to go up to her, but she warns him not to. He heads for the door. See. Even he doesn't want to be here with you. But as he was about to hit her again, a bullet went into his head and he fell over. Izuku looks over to see the Jackie dude standing there. Jackie, no more will you hurt her. And soon they all stood there in silence. Then Jackie's mom, he thought, goes up to the finito. Make a call, Mama Wells. I need a body removed. Yes, send him. 𝗲𝗵𝗃 Wakako on the phone. What's going on? Izuku was still shocked from seeing someone die in front of him. Where is this place? What is it? Why is everything so cruel? Soon the front door opens again and a gang of people come in, Sonora Wells, and they were shown the body. So Jackie boy finally had guts to finish it. Soon they professionally cleaned up everything. Izuku could only stare in awe at how proficient they were at this. It scared him honestly. How many times have they done this? Where are the heroes? But that will be answered soon when the same girl that was with Jackie came in. I'm here for the kid, Jackie. I need to come to Chika, lots of things on my mind. Soon she gestures Izuku to follow them. He looks back at the woman and she nods. Okay, this is really getting out of hand. So he follows them to the car where Jackie just heads out for a walk. The girl pulls Izuku into the car. Alright kid. Good luck out there, alright. He still doesn't know what she's saying. Soon the car takes him towards a larger part of the city where a sign reads, Welcome to Japantown. Oh, so he should be able to understand this place. Then of course it came to a stop at 𝐔𝐸𝐽 Street. 𝗔𝗫. Oh well, the driver opens his door and he comes out. Soon he is introduced to another man. Is this the one? He asked and he nods. Soon he kneels down to Izuku's level. You speak Japanese, correct? He spoke to him. Izuku, yes, and he nods. Alright, you will come with me then. Soon he follows the man, and what he wasn't expecting was the amount of 𝗵𝗃 dancers are there being displayed like a clothing shop. Some of them were high drunk. Or just plain weird. He stayed a little close to the man. Soon they enter and he sees a woman on a phone talking to someone in English. Of course, I have brought your gift, Wakako. And she hangs up and she looks at Izuku. Wakako, I see you brought in a young 1-inch. Soon he speaks in Japanese. Wakako, I am Wakako Okada. What is yours, little one? She asked Izuku. Izuku Midoriya, and she was surprised. Wakako, Midoriya, you have brought me something more important. You have brought me the son of the once famous Firedrake. Firedrake? That's his dad's hero name. Izuku, you know my father, and she smiles. Wakako, he was a regular here. Whenever he wanted something I would give it to him. Now then, Midori, you must be here for a reason. You're far away from home. Why have you come here? Izuku, my life back at home is horrible. I hate it there. My family stopped caring for me. And my siblings wanted to hurt me, wanted to get away. He had to get away. Wakako, I can tell you have more to say. But I will not pry. Only one question, and he waits. Wakako, how you feel about staying here with me? She asked him. Izuku, if you knew my father, you want to stay then? And she smirks. Wakako, of course there is something you need to do if you want to stay here. You will be trained to become a mercenary. Izuku, mercenary? Wakako, you trade BLD for money. You will steal, kill, or kidnap people for a decent price. Izuku, but that's not what being a hero means. Wakako, of course. But that type of attitude is not useful here. You will learn soon. You will learn. And so, that day, Izuku has found himself a new hell to live in, but one that he doesn't regret choosing. For the next week, Izuku was instructed to do some odd jobs around the streets, being taught how to steal things and look professional. He was of course grateful for Wakako for taking him in, but at the same time, he was ashamed of himself doing this sort of thing for the cyberwerehover. He wants to see if he can get material for it. Wakako, and you want these materials? And he nods. Izuku, a small project that I want to do. Wakako, If you do good enough, consider it as your payment. Then. On with your lessons. Soon he followed her to the offices, where he is being taught how to speak English. The typical hello or how are you. But the more he learned, the more he able to pick at 𝐸𝐴𝐴 at the same time. He still learned education from one of the Tiger Claw members, his nickname out in the streets. Well, he doesn't have one yet, but he will when he makes a name of himself, 𝗧𝗵𝗲, and of course in their alphabet they have these letters called vowels. And believe me that a lot of words cannot be formed without them. Izuku nods, learning his IOU words, and then came to writing, then math, and of course being taught how to engineer things that trains and builds up his reflexes along with stealth, putting everything he has to make things work out. It even impresses her seeing such a young boy with this much determination and will to achieve his goal. Of course there was the whole hero thing. 𝗧𝗵𝗲. Heroes are never in these parts, only through restrictions they cannot be allowed here. Your father was an underground hero, which allowed him to stay in the shadows and away from the law. Of course, even they knew about his deeds here. Of course, he would come to me for one thing only, Izuku. And what was that? 𝗧𝗵𝗲. Healthy would want some information. Am the one with the most knowledge that happens around here. Now going to head to Watson where you will begin your first real gig. And he was shivering a little, knowing in Watson there are scavs and the word moral is all but foreign to them. 𝗧𝗵𝗲. Those pathetic scavs have stolen something important from me. Will find it and take it, kill if you must. And here, opening a drawer to bring out a knife and a pistol. Izuku. Wait, I can't kill someone. 𝗧𝗵𝗲. Here in Night City it is unavoidable to not get BLD on your hands. See, can tell when one of my boys got himself killed with Valentinus where they found you, Izuku. 𝗧𝗵𝗲. If you want to be a hero you must also be prepared to do the dirty work, so will you do it? Izuku was in a conflicted state. He really doesn't want to take a life, but at the same time theory scavs. They are the worst of the worst. Izumi could be one. And then he remembers her again, Izumi and her friends, the scavs. Hurt the innocent. Killing a few of these guys will help out the people, right? He hopes. Izuku. I will do it, 𝗧𝗵𝗲. And again she smiles. 𝗧𝗵𝗲. Good boy, you will be taken to Watson immediately. Here's more information on the gig, and she hands him a USB drive. So he takes out his little device he made and he goes out, sees the driver waiting for him. He gets in and they are on their way to Watson. Inserts the chip gig. Her shell, weird name detail. A very important item was stolen from meth. Item is locked and secured in this lockup case here. The scavs will try everything in their power to open it. Key is in this file. Scav leader is known for trying to imitate torture scenes from movies he watches on a daily basis. So try to avoid him or kill him if possible. Reward your supplies, little Midoriya, and he knows now. Looking at the sway case, it was fairly small, and it seems to hold something important. He would question or take a look himself, but it seems she wants what's in it. But he has an idea. He saved it for when he gets there, and soon the car stops. Your destination. And he nods before thanking the man. Don't let me attend your funeral. And he drives off. Soon he sees the old abandoned building. Well, that's what it looks like from outside. Dia looks at the gate and sees the scav symbol on it. Worries what could happen to him. Reached and brought out his small knife. Sure has some novice training, but sending him out right of the bat, like this is suicide. Why did she send him out here? He can't screw this up now, using his size to his advantage. He crawls up the building sides and slips through the ventilation, a classic sneak movie. So he wanders around trying to navigate his way into the rooms below, but it seems they really didn't want anyone to get in, so most of them were blocked. That is until he ends up falling. The vent broke underneath him and soon he was in a daze, but the first thing he sees is a body that was mutilated beyond recognition. Another one was a man. He was headless. And the other was a woman who was skinned and hanged upside down. If he wanted to scream in horror he would, but it was soon cut short by loud ruffling noises coming from below. What the F was that? He could barely understand them, but he decided to waste no time and ignores his fear, and he wedged himself under the pile of bodies in the corner. Soon the door burst open and he sees the scav member wandering around. All right, you shithead. Come on out. He yelled. 𝗬𝗲 made no noise, even going so far as to pretend he's dead. His knife and the gun. Maybe with the perfect shot he could kill him. What they did to these people is unforgivable. Picks up a piece of debris and throws it at the vent, causing it leak out more dust. What the F? Drawing his attention to it, now walks up to it to look. Izuku then crawls out of the body pile and slowly makes his way to the scav member. Once he was close enough, he brought out the knife and soon he goes for the kill. jumping up, and then he stabs him in the back of the head, causing him to let out the death groan, breathing out the last bit of air in his system before he started to twitch, twisting it a little more made it stop. He pulls out the knife, his first kill. He actually killed someone, will cry about it later. Right now he needs to find the case. Looking out the bathroom, sees more 𝗧𝐵 members messing around or just talking with each other. Sneaking along the desk, she notices a small opening in one of the rooms. She walks up to it to see the hole lead into the other room, giving him a shortcut away from the others. Soon, he crawls into it and soon sees it. The case in a small storage room. Wakako was right. If they really did try everything to get it open, looks around the case and the room to see if anything was rigged onto it. So far, Nani gets the key out to open it, and finds a pair of glasses and a small child's bracelet made of gold, puts it in his small bag, not caring about it. And then he brings it out. A bomb asked one of the tiger claws to make it for him, and even showed him how to disarm or arm it, plants it into the case. And soon it activates, puts the key on the floor to make it seem like it was an idiotic movie. So he leaves, and sure enough the 𝗧𝐵 leader walks into the room. 𝗵𝗲, get over here. He called one of them over. Soon he grabs their head and knocks them on the floor. What the F at that? Pointing at the key. 𝗧𝗵𝗲, key. Not just any key. The key to the F case. The resources we wasted trying to get the F thing open. And you just decided to overlook it. Soon he pulls out his magnum and shoots him in the head. No mercy, no thought. It just happened. Izuku smiles, knowing what's going to happen. But he doesn't want to be there when it goes off. So he makes a quick exit towards one of the escapes, passing by the other 𝗧𝐵s guarding the place. Soon drops down from the ladder and he bolts out of there, and he makes the call. Wakako, I see you retrieve them. There is a car waiting for you. And he sees them, but not without a huge explosion going off in the building, causing the entire top part to go in flames. Get in. And he jumped in while the car speeds away. After all of the walks into the offices again. The regulars see him and wave. Guess it's normal for a kid to be wandering in this area. Wakako, bring it here, and he puts the items on the desk and she examines them before she puts them at a small shrine with the other items. Wakako, now then your reward. And soon one of her men brought out a case filled with the material he needs for his project. Wakako, this is the type of rewards you will get if you do a good job, and also 𝐻𝐸𝐸 a bonus. And soon another case was given to him filled with some money. Wakako, you may be a novice in your training, but that will help you with small-time jobs like these. Young one, now I know you are eager to go and work on whatever you're doing, but I have another lesson to teach you. In Night City there is a certain skill that is required to have, and that is to aim a gun. I see that you didn't even fire the thing at all. And you only relied on the knife. Yes, it helped you take down one 𝗧𝐵. But if it's with other factions, they won't be so forgiving. You will be training with man named Winston, is starting a gun shop down in Watson again. There he will teach you everything you will need to know about guns. How you will use this information is up to you, but for now I see you want to rest. You may gorest up, for this is not the end of your training. And the road to be a hero is far more demanding if you want to make it to the big leagues. Izuku bows. Thank you very much, Okada-sensei. And soon he gets his cases and walks to his room upstairs. Sure, it's not enough, but it's keeping warm and away from harm for now. Izumi walked again with her mother out in town looking for at least a sign of Izuku. Can't believe this. He really had the guts to up and leave just like that. Soon she noticed her mother stopped. Izumi, what's going on? She kneels on the ground to pick up a piece of tattered clothing. The pattern was obviously All Might themed. So they began to follow it, making some calls. Izumi and 𝐭𝐴 follow the trail. They noticed that it leads up to a road that has not turns and was just straight, but Izumi noticed that 𝐭𝐴 was pale and stared in horror. Izumi, Mom, what is it? Asking her 𝐭𝐴. That's where the shipyard is, where cargo ships depart to send materials to different countries. Izumi, okay. But what does 𝗵𝗃𝗃 do? She stopped, noticing another piece of cloth that leads into that direction. This has gone bad now. They can't do anything even if they try to send heroes out to find her brother. It's useless, not in the country anymore. He's truly gone. 𝐭𝐴 and Izumi just fell over in disbelief, hearing voices calling out to them, asking them if they are alright, but it's not. They had failed big time, the biggest F in history. Izuku Midoriya left this country to start a new life, to find a better family, or so they thought. Izuku was dropped off at the tall building again, taking the elevator to the Tofi. Looks out the window, seeing how Night City looks like from a high height without all the crime and F-up things he's seen. This place would be very nice and appealing to live in. Soon the elevator opens. And of course the residents are very confused seeing a 7-year-old boy go into a gun shop. Soon he walks up to the counter and rings the bell. Ring ring, no one. Ring ring, still no one. Ring 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 ring. All right, that's enough. Taking the bell away, the man was kind of balding but he was somewhat fit. Izuku with little English he knows. Izuku, our Yums Winston, 𝐻D Wilson. It's Wilson 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏 𝗧𝗏𝗏 was serious. A kid. Wants to learn how to shoot. I mean, call me a gun expert, but holy 𝐻D, you're too young for this. Izuku, 𝗧𝗏𝗏 said you would help, Wilson. Fine. Come on, exiting the locked area. He soon locks the doors to the front to make sure no one comes in. Wilson, I can see you are training, kid, even though I heard it's for a week so you don't have much muscles. The gun I would recommend. He opens a locker filled with case. She searches through them. Wilson, I know I kept one here somewhere. It is. Taking it out, he pulls out a unique-looking pistol. Wilson cocks it and loads it. Here, kid. Handing it to him, Izuku just carefully holds it, keeping his finger off the trigger. Wilson, all right. This is Unitya's standard firearm, not much kick to it. But it's enough for a sprout like you, Izuku. Sprout. Wilson, your hair. You look like a bush. Izuku, what is your quirk? Asking him. Wilson, oh, may have none, kitty. Am quirkless? And Izuku was surprised. Izuku, so, am I? Wilson, quirkless aren't as common to come across, but there is a lot of us here. Don't worry, kid, we won't judge ya. Izuku tilts his head. Wilson, right. Very little understanding, K. Let's head on over here. Izuku follows him to the gun range in the store. He sees a couple of other people practicing. Oh, there's that girl that was with Jackie. Wilson, who? Then she recognizes Izuku. Hey kid, what are doing here? Wilson, 2 words, 𝗧𝗏𝗏's idea. Then she facepalms herself. Really? A kid? Wilson, hey, he's quite the tough one. It just did his first gig. And she was shocked even more. Are you kidding? I still can't do them on my own. Izuku, hi, waving at her. Very innocent like, oh right, you don't know my name. You know Jackie's. And he nods. Right, well my name's 𝗵𝘃𝗧𝗏. Izuku, 𝐒𝐭𝐚𝐲 meet you V. V. It's a nickname, maybe through time I can tell you my real name, but hey, what was it like? Izuku, scavs, and she winced. V. Yeah. Scavs are not the greatest thing to come across, Wilson. All right, we're wasting enough time. Come on kid, we need to get you shooting like cousin Wilson. V. Everyone knows you're the best, Wilson, in the gun branch. Izuku gets up a small stool and he was ready to train. This V has got to see Wilson. All right kid, just grip the gun like this. And put your arms in this position. Remember, you're going to feel a big kick. Sew him through the sights here. And don't close your eyes. Use both of them. He looks ahead and focuses. Soon he sees the target. He suddenly feels safe for the first time. He can feel confident, aims accordingly, and fires. Of course, the kick he warned him about caused him to be knocked back. He tries to aim the gun upward, but Wilson caught him. Wilson, hey hey hey. Warned ya, and V giggles a little. V. Nice try, kid. Wilson, I wouldn't be too sure. V. Look, and she looks at the target and sees he was just a couple of centimeters from the center. V. Oh? Izuku looks at the target. Is it bad? Shivering now. Waiting to be hit. Soon Wilson lifts him up, but he puts the gun down. Wilson, kid, that was amazing. Hey amigo, heard some shots. Did I miss anything? Seeing Jackie enter the room. Wilson, you missed the greatest I've ever seen. Also, how did you get in? Jackie, I just took the back door. V. Jackie, there is no back door. Jackie, I kind of took picklock the door. Wilson, there's a reason you have a DM phone. God. Soon Jackie sees Izuku. Jackie, hey Chimako, how you doing? Izuku, alright, and Jackie was wide-eyed. Jackie, see, I told you Chika he could speak English. V. No, he's still learning. Izuku, this is Jackie. The annoying friends that nearly got us killed. Jackie, it's not my fault. Padre wanted the Urno and you met V. She has a stick up her butt. V. Shut up. Izuku. Izuku Midoriya. Jackie. Izuku. Midoriya. V. It's Midoriya. Jackie, just call him Sprouter Green Bean. Izuku. Tilting his head in confusion. Jackie looks at the target. Hey, you almost got the center, still can't beat my record, huh? V. That wasn't me. Jackie. Then who fired? Wilson, this little guy here. He's definitely going to be in the big leagues soon. Jackie. Hey, he's not only a small kid can shoot. VW should invite him to our group. V. Realize like 7. Jackie. And he can fire better than you. V. Wow. Izuku, join. Jackie, yeah. We get to some small gigs here and there. But you get used to it, so what do you say? Izuku looks at Wilson. Wilson, don't look at me, kid, you need to take it up with Wakako. V. Figured you know what. Fine. Be that way. Let's go to Wakako. Jackie. Jackie, hey, keep practicing. Your aim if you get good enough. For sure it'll help ya in a long run. Izuku nods. Soon the duo leaves Wilson. Right now then. Where were we? And he continues the training. V and Jackie are going up to the small bike he has. V. You really need to tune it up, Jackie. Hey, don't disrespect the wheels. 𝐒𝐭𝐲𝐽𝐻's gotten us through a lot. V. You mean 16 shootings and 4 crashes that 2 of them were caused by your reckless driving. Jackie, hey. I'm a pretty good driver. V. You broke my arm from the last crash, Jackie. And was it my fault that you decided to jump off at the last moment? V. I thought you going to fall into the river. Jackie, I told you I had it under control. Soon he avoids an incoming car. V smirks. Jackie, don't you dare say it. And they continue driving. Soon they head up to Japantown and finally they make it to 𝐔𝐬𝐽𝐻 Street. Parking the bike, they both get off. V. 𝐔𝐬𝐽𝐻. Jackie, what about it? V. Getting tired of people mistaking me for a joy. Jackie. Don't blame M. V glares at him. Jackie, come on. Take a joke, will ya? Soon they made it to Wakako's offices. You have an appointment. One of her guards asked them. V. We need to talk to Wakako about her little mercenary project. He knew they were talking about Izuku, alright, and he steps aside. Jackie, hey amigo, could you tell me what's your workout routine? I do a little lifting myself, but I would like to know how you do it. Soon he was pulled in by his ear. Jackie, 𝐒𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻. F. Wakako, no rogue. I have no reason to attack one of your own, please. My boys are well trained, that would never do that. Soon she sees them. Wakako, I have some unexpected guest. Soon she hangs up and looks at the 2. Jackie, hey Wakako, your 5th husband alive still? V elbows him. Wakako just looks at him. For now, why are you 2 here? I don't have a contract. V. We came here to discuss about your little project involving a little boy, and she sighs. Wakako, has he done anything wrong? V. Jackie, actually no. V. We wanted to request something. Wakako, the 2 future legends of Night City has a request. Me, my what honor could I be bestowed with? Sarcastic. V. Luke, we want to know if it's okay for the kid to join us in our gigs. Wakako, how interesting. You want me to risk the life of a 7-year-old boy? V. Don't act all like you're shocked. We know you sent him on a gig with the scavs. Jackie, she did. V. Yes, well, I knew. But it doesn't matter. He needs someone to look up to. Or at least let us help guide him to survive here. No matter what age you are. Night City will not grant mercy. Wakako just stares for a moment thinking about it, then she looks back. Wakako, okay, I see what you're getting at, Toki. You can take him along. But know this. No matter what. Even if he dies. His death is on you too. Am I clear? Jackie, the boy dies, we get the dust. Typical of you. V. Deal. Also another one. The kid can stay with us from time to time. Wakako, I could care less where he's at. As long as he is getting the education I'm providing for him. V and Jackie smile now. Soon they said their thanks and leave, and of course later on Izuku comes back from the gun shop. Wakako, I see you are done with your practicing. Go on, your English lesson will begin soon. Izuku, okay, Wakako, and one other thing. I approve of you going on gigs with those 2 delinquents, so do me a favor and train harder. They may be older, but they are reckless. It should be good training for you. Izuku was somewhat excited. Even though he knew them for a little bit, felt glad he will be with them, but oh boy, is he going to be in one hell of a ride. Q major time skip. Year 1. Izuku has gone through a major learning curve when he talks in English. It's still broken, but he can understand what people are saying along with his skill in the knife and gun. Of course, he now does small-time gigs with V and Jackie. Of course, his kill count only increased more. Izuku, okay, so what do you need me for? Leading him into the house. Jackie soon brought him into the kitchen. Jackie, happy birthday, kid 𝗔𝗵𝗲. And he was looking at a small cake on the table with Mama Wells there. Mama Wells, the one who earns the mama name, she has treated him like her own son. She worries for him, and even though she doesn't approve of them going on these gigs, she lets them. Of course, his family just gave on him being gone forever now. They had stopped looking for him and just prayed that he was okay. Year 5. Izuku is now 12 years old and can now speak fluent English and some Spanish from Jackie's family. They all welcomed him in. And of course he was now building his cyberware being taught by a famous surgeon and mechanic named Vic. Of course when he told Vic about the cyberware, Vic, "Listen kid. This cannot fall into the hands of any agency. The things here in this book is too dangerous for them to acquire." His quirk allowed him to see things in X-ray, so he helped saved up on the medical field. Of course Izuku, so, is it possible to help teach me? Vic, since you're just 12, I guess I can give you a couple of lessons. V and Jackie are surprised on how smart the kid is. They really scored big time on choosing him as their new member. Year 9. Now 16 years old, Izuku now has honed in on expert level combat skills. He is now known as a weapons specialist and a brutal combatant, has grown colder and ruthless, becoming somewhat of a douchebag. This is the present time. This is the day where he saves someone from their own hell. Izuku was waiting for another call from Wakako. Wakako, I have another job for you. You might find this very important to you. Izuku was shining his gun and of course his favorite powered magnum he made, Comrade's Hammer. Its single bullet is an explosive round that could also pierce several feet of concrete. Izuku, what is it? Wakako. A cargo ship was ambushed. Apparently they have been transporting slaves or kidnapped civilians. Izuku, and how the F is this supposed to appeal to me? He's seen enough Ichi to know this is nothing. Wakako, well you need to see it yourself inside. The file is a number. It's connected to Yaoyorozu corpse. Heard his daughter was kidnapped and there is a high reward for her safe return. Izuku, what's her quirk? And why is she so important? Wakako, her quirk is a very valuable one. It allows her to create anything using fat from her body and she must know its atomic structure. Izuku, pretty funny. The corpo girl has a quirk that can give them everything they want. Wakako, indeed. But besides that, you must go in and save her. Johnny, teasing him, that name they gave him doesn't like it. But he dealt with it. Izuku, all right, am I allowed to bring in those two? Wakako, am I your mother? Izuku, no, Wakako, I don't care how you do this job. All that matters is how you'll complete it. Izuku, all right. Soon he makes a call to V and Jackie and to meet them at Lizzie's bar. Izuku gets in his car and drives there. Throughout the years he's made a name of himself being known as Johnny Champion of the Common Folk, also Johnny the Biggest Deech. Izuku, right, let's see here. Momo Yaoyorozu, daughter of the CEO of Yaoyorozu Corps. How surprising, driving to Lizzie's and he parks his car and gets out seeing the bouncers. Hey Johnny boy, she looks at him. Izuku, the two came. Not yet. But unless you have some time for another round. Izuku smirks, not today. But some other time. Getting close to her, he turns around to see Jackie. Jackie, not in public. Chimako, Izuku, I'm not a kid anymore. Soon V comes up. V, doesn't mean you're not a kid to us. Ruffling his hair. Izuku, hey, V, alright. Wakako gave you another job. Izuku, right, see ya, talking to the bouncer and she smirks at him. Jackie, so when will you find a permanent one? Izuku, no clue. Don't care, too much work in my hands. V, and yet you have time for them. Izuku, anyway back to the job, it's really simple. They sat down at a table. Izuku, we have a big one on our hands. Jackie, now I'm listening. V, how big are we talking? Izuku, does saving a kidnapped corpo's daughter seem big to you? And Jackie spits out his drink. V, you Jack. Jackie, I'm sorry, he made a good point. Izuku, well yeah. Obviously there's a big reward on it. And I need to make sure we don't screw this up. So you two in. Jackie, you kidding? This type of job doesn't come every day. Count me in. V, sigh beside this oaf here spitting on me. I suppose we could use the money. All right kid. You can count on us. And Izuku smiles. Izuku, yes. Excited now, their first big job, but at what cost will it be? Izuku with V and Jackie made it to the docks where the supposed cargo ship will be arriving. Seems they found the cargo ship. Yep, like it said, they all got FV. Jesus. You think some human trafficking guards would be more proficient against something like Maelstrom? Izuku looks at the bodies. Seem these shitheads are from Japan. Jackie, why that's where you're from, right? Izuku, sadly yes. V, so what now? Izuku soon goes into the terminal room while the others are following Izuku, even if they are long gone. They left a trace, and knowing Maelstrom, they don't have table manners. Looking through the security cam sand, soon he rewinds it, soon he stops the recording. From 6 hours ago, Izuku, here, and they look, seeing 𝗵𝗲𝗻 aiming their weapons at the slaves being chained up as they are being escorted into a huge diesel. Soon they stopped Izuku. None of them are the girl, Jackie. Effie can catch on to something. They're not stupid theory idiots. Izuku, if I were a porcelain beach, where would I be taken? Soon he cuts the footage to the next cam and rewinds it again. Soon he sees 𝗵𝗲𝗻 holding another hostage teen. She looked a little younger than Izuku, but he looks carefully. She was quite developed for her age and her stature and her appearance. Just screamed Corpo Izuku. There she is, Jackie. 𝗬𝗏𝗵𝗲 𝗵𝗃 matured quite fast. She looks a little younger than you, Izuku. I'm aware, Jackie. Where do you think they went? Izuku, working on it, hold up there, and soon he found their location. Jackie, hey, didn't that food factory went down a couple years back? Yeah. You can thank the scavs for that, Izuku. They indeed are like roaches. Sick. Alright then, let's go save your damsel in distress. Teasing him. Soon they head back to the car. Izuku, could you drive? Yeah, Jackie, I got shotgun. Once they got into the car, Izuku then takes out some tools. She starts making a jamming beacon. Not really efficient on a large scale, but it works for places like this. Soon Izuku walks up to the ladder and sets it up. Izuku, well, let's see if they're willing to negotiate. Jackie, I know Chimako Maelstrom are not always polite when it comes to deals like this. Or we could sneak in and take the stealth route. They seems to have some security. Soon Izuku does a quick scan of the place. Izuku, nope, they apparently ambushed a military convoy, so they have military-grade equipment. Jackie, so much for my idea of just going guns blazing. Izuku, no. We'll take the negotiation route. If combat is needed, then we have no choice. Alright then, look at you, Jackie. I can only remember the scared, helpless kid you used to be. Like now you're a big-time merc. Smacking his shoulder, so they went up to the intercom and pressed ring. Soon a voice came up. The F do you want? Izuku, I heard you have slaves for sale. Yeah. What's to you? Izuku, I want to buy one. And why the F would we sell you one? Izuku, it be in your best interest, willing to pay a good amount for it. Soon it was silence for a moment. Alright, you can come in. Soon the door opens and a couple of sentry guns pointed at them. Jackie, oh each, goddamn, Izuku, stay calm. Soon the intercom turns on again. Sorry about the security, how's that for ya? And soon they walked in looking around the factory. Guess some of it was a meat factory as well. They see more sentries and then see 4 strapped to different parts of the building. Jackie, they preparing for a war? Kid, we're getting into some serious trouble here. Izuku, if you want to wait outside, it's fine by me. Jackie, nah, we don't leave a hermano behind. But you need to get used to us complaining. Izuku, right? Soon they approach the elevator. Step inside. And they did. Soon it goes up and they see in the distance the slaves they kidnapped. Izuku looks around for the corpo girl, but she wasn't in the crowd. Soon the door opens and they see a 𝗵𝗲𝗻 leader. Hold on, he soon had some goons check them for weapons, so they put it on a cart. Alright, now we can negotiate the names. 𝗵𝗲𝗻, I'm the one in charge when Brick is not around. Izuku, Brick your leader. 𝗵𝗲𝗻, what do you think? Izuku, there's a certain type of SLV I want. 𝗵𝗲𝗻, of course they're Issa kid, like you would want something to satisfy your needs. We have some girls close to your age. Izuku, man, what about a rich gal? 𝗵𝗲𝗻, don't know their history, but by the looks of them you can tell their social class. Come on, I can show you. Jackie, we'll let you explore. Chimako, and Izuku nods. It's their plan. He can hold on his own with a couple of them, but those two, they are a force to be reckoned with. Soon 𝗵𝗲𝗻 leads Izuku down into the lower level of the factory, where he is led into a room with girls close or slightly older than him, just hanging on the wall naked with their hands bound and their feet also tied up, wearing blindfolds with gags in their mouths. Displayed like a piece of meat ready to be sold. Of course this made him feel sick, but he has no time for that. Izuku observes each and every one of them to find the corpo girl, but she was not with them in here. Izuku, I have a lot to spend. And don't want some common where you can pay for a couple of bucks. 𝗵𝗲𝗻, well, we do have this one girl, but I don't think the boss would like it if I sold her without my permission. Izuku, can I take a look? Soon he was guided back upstairs where there was a separate room. And soon he opens the door to see her, the Ayarosa girl, again tied up to the bed frame. But it looks like she was forced to wear a lingerie that reveals everything. Izuku, what the F? He was sick to his stomach. God knows what they're going to do with them. Izuku walks up to her. She only has a GG and she was looking at him begging him to help her, but in order to make sure he doesn't get caught had to play along. Izuku, this one is indeed nice. Okay, 𝗵𝗵𝗲, I'll play your game. When will Brick be back? 𝗵𝗵𝗲, be that way. Alright, I go make a call, and he leaves the room with her. Izuku looks quickly at the girl and leans in. Izuku, you're from Japan, correct? And she nods. Izuku, and you could make anything? And again she nods. Izuku, interesting. She tried to muffle out something. Izuku, can't hear you, might as well wait on it. And soon he walks out the door. She tried to scream out something but he closes the door. Couldn't break character, the cameras are there for a reason. He makes it back to the room. The two were waiting and soon they sat down at the sofa. 𝗵𝗵𝗲, boss says the girl isn't for sale. Izuku, really? 𝗵𝗵𝗲, and another thing, you wouldn't happen to be friends with Jackie Wells? Pointing his gun at him. Izuku, hey chill chum, F Johnny, 𝗵𝗵𝗲, Johnny. You're the Johnny. Of course you would want to come here. To save the merchandise, right? Well, I'll tell you one thing, your tampering with our gang's setup is the final straw. Before suddenly Izuku grabs his hand and points the gun upwards. Soon the other two also lunged at the other two guards and knocked them. Jackie, why here? 𝗵𝗵𝗲, throwing him his gun. Izuku, guess it's your lucky day, Jackie. Soon Izuku runs into the back and then the alarms blare. Soon Izuku kicks down the door and the girl was afraid seeing him again. He cuts her binds and takes out the GG. Izuku, no time for questions, come on, and she abides and she follows him. Is this the girl we're saving? And she was surprised they weren't going to buy her. They are hired to save her. Izuku, yeah, now let's go. And you stay behind me, and she obeys. Jackie, yeesh, you sure she's your age? 𝗵𝗵𝗲, Izuku, pretty sure if statutory ARP is a person it would be her. Now let's go. No jokes. Izuku, come on, you know it was great. Jackie, I give it a 6 out of 10. Soon the elevator doors open and more maelstrom come running in. Izuku aims for the flammable tank and fires, causing a massive explosion. Don't try to burn the building down with us in it. Izuku, right? But what about the other slaves? The girl was speaking Japanese. Jackie, what the hell is she saying? Izuku turns to her, they're dead already and I only came for you, so shut up and let's go. But she was trying to fight him. You want me to knock her out? Izuku, if you don't stop I'll be forced to knock you out. And soon she stops. Izuku, better. They rush past the lab and make through the slaughterhouse, taking the conveyor as an alternate route. They see more of them coming in. Jackie, ladies and gentlemen, Jackie Wells. And he brings out his pistols. Izuku, on your left. Soon fires that way and Jackie just goes ham. Momo had a tough week. First was that she found out she had been accepted into you. Through recommendations to her being literally kidnapped and ends up in a ship to now being rescued by a boy slightly older than her and the other two who just kill them like it's a normal day. They were speaking in English. She could understand some of it. But not entirely. Who are they? And why did they save her? Izuku, come on. Beach, firing his weapon. The amount of power in that pistol is astonishing, but it looks like it could only chamber one bullet, but it doesn't mean he's slow at reloading. Izuku fires again, the weapon making a huge boom noise. Alright, the area is clear. Go. And Izuku drags her again, but soon her foot twisted from the heels she's wearing. Momo, and she fell over. Izuku, oh for F's sake. He picks her up and reels her over his shoulder while still aiming his gun, but she realized where he's touching her. Izuku, if you move I will knock you out, deal with it. So he's aware. But he could care less, he's trying to save her life. Already getting some, but Johnny. Izuku, shut up, Jackie. Why, what did I tell you about doing it in public? Pushing it now. Izuku, shut up. Soon they make it to the garage where Izuku goes to open it and they rush for the car. Izuku puts the girl in the back while the other jump in. Come on. And he jumps in and they sped off. Jackie, now that's some action. Soon more cars is heard speeding up to them. Izuku looks behind him and sees more of Maelstrom coming after them. Izuku pushes Momo down. Izuku, stay down. Give me a clear shot. On it. And she drives into the other street and Izuku pops his head out of the window while Maelstrom is trying to fire at them. Izuku focuses his shot at them. Soon, he fires, hitting the car and it explodes, reeling his head back, and he pokes his head out again and fires once more, but in some type of bullshit debris flew straight at him and soon cut his left arm off and a piece flew into his eye. Izuku, F. He screamed out in pain. Jackie, kid. Izuku, it's fine, get me to Vix. He yelled at them while Momo tries to concentrate and makes a some cloth tea wrap around his stub trying to stop the bleed. He stops her and instead fires the gun again, but 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏 soon pokes it into the stub, burning it. Of course it hurts like hell, but he managed to stop the bleeding. Alright, we're here. And they both get out the car to drag him in. Momo helped as well. Soon the gate busted open. Jackie, yo Vic, we need your help, they shouted. Izuku couldn't really see, but he can hear Vic's voice. Vic, alright, do you want me to put them in? He means the cyberware he's been preparing for a while. Izuku nods. Vic, alright kid, hang in there, giving him medicine. And soon he blacks out. Vic, hey, hearing voices echoing. Izuku, Vic, 𝗵𝗵𝗲 Vic, take it easy kidoi, need to get used to the implants. Izuku, it worked. He sat up and he scratched his head with his metal arm, and then he sees a HUD. Izuku, 𝗧𝗵𝗵𝗍𝐶𝑠 this. Looking at his arm. Vic, your cyberware kid, congrats on a scientific breakthrough. Izuku looks at a mirror seeing his metal arm. His eyes had some lines and metal bionic patterns all over his body, and his fingers were also metal. Vic, you had some nerve damage on your right hand, so I installed your gorilla fist, and well, you know how they work. And soon he stands up, his body feeling heavier, likely from the cyberware. It worked, his project worked. Izuku, 𝗧𝗃𝗧𝗏 worked, and he was excited, and for the first time in years she cried. Vic, although he wasn't good with this type of stuff, knew the kid went through a lot. He had this planned out since he was 7 and worked non-stop to get it to work, so the only he did was pull him into a small hug with one arm wrapping around him. Vic, you did it kid, this is your success. Izuku, no Vic, it's our sit, couldn't be possible without you. Happy. Soon he hears a ruffling noise. He looks to one of the chairs to see the corpo girl resting. She was out of those revealing clothes and was wearing the standard jean, t-shirt and sweater, asleep on the chair. Izuku, wasn't she supposed to go back to Japan? Vic, apparently she didn't want to leave her savior in the dark. She waited until you recovered. Fine. Izuku, strange. Vic, here in Night City it's rare for a stranger to care this much. Izuku, please give her a year or two to become just like the rest of us. Vic, doesn't mean that it's unwelcomed. Soon the door opens to V walking in. V, oh, thank goodness you're okay, enveloping him in a small hug. Izuku, hey please stop. V, you idiots, I well can't say your plan didn't work. Also nice arm. And Izuku just adjusts it a little bit. V, 𝗧𝗏 man, is this that cyberware you're talking about? Izuku, yeah, it is. V, Jackie is gonna go insane when he sees it. Izuku, I know. Soon he hears some stirring. Looking behind her, he sees the corpo girl waking up. Momo, wah. Izuku walks up to her. I see you're finally awake, sleeping beauty. Momo, you're okay? Izuku, no Vic, Johnny, stern with him. He can tell when he's saying something mean. Izuku, 𝗧𝗏𝗧, thank you for your concern. Momo, oh no problem. V, so what do we do now? Izuku, I'll call Wakako. She can make some arrangements. Momo, Wakako. Izuku, my fixer, the one who gave me the contract to get you. Momo, contract, you mean you were paid to save me? Izuku, of course, can do 𝗧𝗏 for free here. Have to make some living to stay alive. Momo, this place, what is it? Izuku, you are in a Night City. Sweet cakes. Momo, stop being in, but where is this Night City? Izuku, here with good old Uncle Sam. Soon she sees a bit clearer now, and his eyes and arm were made of something else. Momo, what is this? Izuku, this is my project corpo slot, and no, it's not for sale. Momo, I'm not trying to. Izuku, anyway, need to make a call to get your butt back home. He stood up and soon made the call. Wakako, Izuku, have you retrieved the goods? Izuku, ready and good to go. I'm getting tired of her questions. Wakako, as expect, Eddie made some arrangements with the girl's father. You will meet him down at Watson Docks at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Izuku, hold Yuppie, you mean I have to deal with her for the rest of the day? Wakako, it's no different from other things you've done with the females here. Why should this one be any different? Izuku, she's corpo bold and annoying. Wakako, please. It's only 1 day, deal with it. And soon she hangs up. V, so what's on the agenda? Izuku, I have to deal with her for the rest of the day until her ride comes for her tomorrow. Vic, so she's stuck with you. Perfect. V, well, I ain't getting caught in this. You have fun. Izuku, but V, I know it's nice. Izuku, sigh, pinching his nose. 𝗓𝗓 still has to pick up some more supplies and more booze. Izuku, alright girl, come on. Momo, where are we going? Izuku, Your ride isn't going to be here until tomorrow. So I have babysitting duty until then, so let's go. Soon she reluctantly follows him to his car. Izuku, Vic, here's what I owe you, giving him a card. Vic, much appreciated kid, you take care now and come back if there's anything wrong. Izuku, yep, and they both got in the car. Momo, so where are we going? Izuku, I need to pick up supplies since my weapon got damaged. First rule here at Night City. You cannot go out alone. Unless you're armed, it doesn't matter who you are, you will get the short end of the stick here, and also since you're very well developed and have the body of a model, you're pretty much a prime target for a lot of men and women. But the worst thing is scavs. Momo, scavs. Izuku, rats of this place, they don't care about basic human morals. They will have their way with you even if you are a corpse. They like to torture people to the highest degree before they do whatever is left. Momo, how are the authority here not trying to get rid of them? Izuku, they don't care for lowly people like us. We have to take care of ourselves to try to survive. Momo, what about you? Izuku, what about me? Momo, do you try to help the people? Are you hero? And of course Izuku laughs. Izuku, good Onino, I'm not a hero of any sort. 𝗬𝗵𝗲, to answer your question, I do help the people. They have bullshit happening to them already, and my hobby is to go around and kill scavs or other gangs trying to pretend to be something they're not. Momo, and what about those are just doing it for free? Izuku, still no. Once I kill a big shot, I take a photo, send it to NCPD, and voila, I get paid for it. Soon they stop. Izuku, alright, we're here. Stick close to me, otherwise you'll end up in some other hellhole. Understood? Momo, yes, and they both got out. Walking up the stairs, Momo takes in the sights even though she was just kidnapped. She can't help but find this exciting. She rarely ever goes out of her home, and even though it was terrible on what happened to her, she still gets to see things even if they aren't good. Soon they enter the elevator. Izuku hits the button for the 7th floor and it goes up. Momo looks out the window to see Night City, even though a lot of it seems to be run down. It looks very nice. That's the scary part. It's nice to look at, but it's a hellhole itself. Soon the elevator opens. Izuku, hey Wilson. Hey, yelled out Wilson, Johnny, what do you need? And they enter the gun shop. Izuku, I'm gonna need the same stuff. Wilson, so how did your gun go? Izuku, too well. Can explode cars from a single shot. Wilson, and your silver arm. Izuku, my project. Wilson, nice, congrats kid. Soon he pulls out a case with his name on it. Izuku, how much? Wilson, since you're a regular and kind of a nephew, you will pay only 10 grand. Izuku, good enough. Pulling a card, and he hands it to him. Wilson takes and puts it in his pocket. Izuku, oh, and this is the corpo girl I was talking about. Wilson, Jesus, you sure she's younger than you? Izuku, like I said to those two. A walking statutory 𝗵𝗃. Wilson laughs, oh man, you have no idea. But aren't you also still a minor? Izuku, whatever. Wilson, anyway, I'll see you next time, kiddo. Izuku, yep, and he leaves with Momo following. Momo, who was that? Izuku, his name is Wilson and I owe him a lot for helping me. Momo, how long have you been doing this? Izuku, my first kill was when I was 7. Momo, 7. Izuku, Momo, how? How could you say it so carelessly? Izuku, everyone here has some type of BLD on their hands. Hell, our news reporter here even gives out the fatality and casualty number every morning. It's part of our lifestyle. We just have to make sure we don't become a part of that number. Momo, what else do you need to do? Izuku, I want a drink. And soon he drives to Haywood. Of course, Momo assumes they are now in the sketchy part of town. Izuku pulls up and parks in front of a place called Coyote's Kojo. Momo, is this a bar? Izuku, what do you think? And they both walk in to see some Valentinos surrounding a man with a suit on. We don't like any of you corpo swine in our bar. Corpo? Isn't the bar for everyone to be in? Clearly he is drunk. Momo was going to say something until Pepe, hey, you two, knock it off. Johnny, can you get that? And soon Izuku walks up to them. Izuku, you heard what Pepe said? Back the F off, and they turn to him. He's a corpo swine. All they care about is themselves, and you're going to protect him. Izuku, I'm not biased to these sort of things. If someone is in trouble, I will help them. So if you don't want to end up in a dumpster somewhere, you better F off. Soon one of them takes out a gun. Oh yeah. How about now, Johnny? You can't do. Soon in a quick flash grabs the gun out of his hand and points it at him, still shocked at what just happened. His buddy nudges him. Let's get out, man. Hey, I don't wanna F with him, let's go. And soon Izuku pulls out the mag and chambers the bullet out and he throws it away. 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗵𝗲. Why did you help me, Izuku? You were in trouble. Thought I live up to my name and help you. And no payment is needed, 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏. You just felt like it? Man, we need more of you here. Here, you can take what I have, the rest goes to 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏, giving him a card. Izuku, much obliged, and he walks up to 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏, who already got a drink ready. Momo was in awe seeing how skilled he is, taking out the gun from his hand. Diffusing a situation that could have ended badly. Japan could really need a hero like him around. Momo sat down with him and she noticed he was drinking alcohol. Momo, aren't you just 2 years older than me? Izuku, so what? Momo, why are you drinking? Izuku, who gives a f? No one, and drinks up. Soon 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏 leans to him. 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏. So, Izuku, the girl, you finally found a permanent one yet? While Momo was drinking water, although she had some distaste for it. Izuku, she's part of a job. Her ride won't be coming until tomorrow. 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏. I can tell. If she's not satisfied with the water means she's just your typical rich gal. How much they paying you? Izuku, it's random, they didn't give me an official number yet, although I have a bad feeling about it. 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏, you can call up Mama Wells. I'm sure a lot of the Valentinos would be glad to help out. Izuku, don't want to risk getting someone killed. 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏, when will you ever ask for help? Always try to play it alone. Sure, V and Jackie would help out, but that's only if you really need them. Izuku, I work on my op. If I need help, then I'll get help. 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏, a hair still dreaming of being a hero. What happened to that? I remembered the 7-year-old that would talk about quirks and heroes all the time. Izuku, each day that dream fades slowly, honestly seeing how things are here. It seems like it's my calling to help the people here. 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏 soon smacks his head. Izuku, the F, 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏. You know you may be a really good merc and planner sprout, but you really are low. It doesn't matter how much you help the people. Sooner or later those same people will become like the rest of us. Either killed or they're killing. Izuku, 𝐒𝐭𝐴 basically escaped one hell to end up in another one, and I would rather stay in this one. 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏, I don't know about that. Mama Wells knows how badly you're becoming corrupted by this place. I think it's time for you to make your own path and pursue your dream. Izuku, what are you talking about? 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏, I'm saying is you should delta out of this place and try to be a hero. 𝗓𝗏𝗄. Izuku just stares at 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏. There's no way he just said that. Leave. Why the F? He's worked very hard to get his name known in the streets. And he wants him to bail out because of some dream he gave up on. Izuku, Heinous one. 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏, you know how hard I worked to get up to where I am today. 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏, really, cause what I see is the shell of the boy who I used to know. Izuku, I was blind. 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏, there's no way I could be 𝗓𝗏𝗏 quirkless. Your quirk allows you to see the contents in liquids. But it's at least something. I don't have a power, and to top it off, you really think those hypocrites are going to allow a guy like me in? 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏, 𝗓𝗍𝗏, believe you can be a great hero, kid, but you just need to find that drive again. Just make an attempt, become something that no one in this city is able to do. Izuku, sigh. He looks at him for the moment, then to Momo, who just tried to listen to their conversation. But again she couldn't really understand it. Izuku, hey, your family is super rich. You think you could possibly get me a seat back into Japan? Momo, Japan? Why would you? Are you from there? Izuku, ran away from home and ended up Hariso. Yeah. Momo, you ran away. You were from there. Izuku, I just said it, didn't I? Momo, I'm sorry, I can make some arrangement, but. Izuku, sigh, can't you mind your own business for once? Momo, well, I'm going to need a good reason to bring you along, especially with the way you present yourself, but also I want to know more about this place since you grew up here. Izuku, 𝗓𝗍𝗏, going to make an attempt to become a hero. You. A Momo, you a hero. Izuku, you have something against it? Glaring at her, his eyes glowing red. Wait, what is his quirk? Momo, what does your quirk do? Izuku, quirkless BLD beach. Momo, could you not insult me? If you want to make it to you, you need to make yourself presentable. Izuku, oh please, pretty sure they don't give a presentable. Hey, I bet you got in through recommendations. And she flinched. Izuku, he has always called it. Making a devil sign. Izuku gets up. Let's go, need to head home. Momo just sits there. Izuku, come on, otherwise you'll die here. Momo, I'm sure I can manage on my own, Izuku. Really, then what happened back at the 𝐒𝐻𝐽𝐻 hideout? Was that part of your plan as well? Momo, how can someone so careless? So harsh abuse to this. What about some good? You only do good if money is involved, or is it that you are afraid to be a hero that you're trying to stay away from something? Izuku, I ran away because of the conditions I lived in a hellhole literally, and when I had the opportunity to leave, I took it, made a living for myself. Yes, I do not enjoy it, I hate it. But someone needs to be there to do the dirty work. Momo just stands there listening in. Izuku, you coming or not? Reluctantly, she goes with him. The car ride was awkward, but Izuku didn't give a shtuho. Is she to tell him how to live? She had her life served to her on a silver F platter. He turns right and soon takes the bridge back to Watson. Soon there was a blockade and they were stopped. Soon the officer walks up. Izuku, just be quiet and let me do the talking. Momo, not like I can speak English anyway. He rolls down the window. Officer, Watson is on lockdown until further notice. You need to turn around. Izuku, hey officer, I do need to go through. You see here, this girl's my girlfriend, and I need to get her home before her father comes out to put a contract on me. Oh no, it's quite nice to be a gentleman. Would you like a man like that or woman to do it for you? Officer. Izuku, alright, the real Ryusone's my mom. She has been an abuser her whole life. She has ignored me and her are trying to get out of here. Moved from Arizona to be here. It's hell. But I would be in this hell than the one at home, so please if we could go in. It would be God's will for you to pay us in kindness. Soon the officer sneers. Officer, you know you should have pursued in acting Johnny champion of the common folk. Izuku also smiles. You got me, officer. And the girl, Izuku, joy toy fresh. Wanted first hit, officer. Well, since you were the one who saved my kid from 𝗵𝗲, you'll be the last one in. And she makes a signal causing the other police cars to move out of the way. Izuku, tell your son Johnny said hey, and they drove off. Momo, it worked. Izuku, mime, you know, since your time here this has been the most I have spoken in my native language anyway. So did you get caught? Were you talking to strangers in white vans? They offered you chocolate? Or you just didn't do good enough for mommy and daddy? Momo, none of those. I ran away. Izuku was now surprised. Can't say I'm not surprised. Holy shit, girl like you running away from your family who not only has a ton of money, but also gave you an opportunity to get into you? Momo, it's not fate. I hated it. I was never allowed outside. I was always taking lessons, learning instruments. I don't want to learn how to act proper, and I never been to a school. All of that was done at home. I never had friends, no siblings to be with. I just wanted a normal childhood. Izuku just listens in. He could in some way relate, but except he was abused badly by both his family and friends, including those beaters at his school. But right now is not the time to compare someone's pain to another. She has it bad for a corpo girl. Izuku, you and me both. And she looks at him. Momo, you ran away. Izuku, my family was how you would put ITF up in every way possible. Me sister and her, the cants who I used to call my best friends, abused me in many ways, and my parents, since my sister has a powerful quirk, ignored me and honestly forgot I ever existed. This arm you see is the progress of many failed attempt at making in my eyes. Momo, those are, Izuku, I call them cyberware that I made to help the user be granted abilities. It could be better than a quirk. Momo, so which one you have? Izuku, there's a chip in my brain and the optic optimizer in my eyes. Then there's the obvious arm fingers you see here is called the gorilla fist. Momo, what does gorilla fist do? Izuku, they give me a strength enhancement, and of course you're a smart girl, you know Newton's third law. Momo, yes, every force has an equal and opposite reaction. Izuku, I basically broke if these first will not only create a lot of force, the opposite force will be absorbed and can be temporarily stored until I can release it again in one giant punch. And she was in awe. Momo, that hat's amazing. You could put any support company out of business with tech like that. Izuku, yeah. If I wanted to. Momo, you mean you don't tire a living scientific breakthrough? Izuku, yeah, and what would happen if my tech managed to fall into the hands of a villains? Or someone dangerous? Yes, they can hack into things. Yes, they are a breakthrough. But I don't want my work to be stolen and used for their own gain. Snoy, rather keep it to myself. Momo, well, if that's what you think, you won't force. You just know that this could help the world. Izuku, and corrupt it at the same time. and he continues to drive. Soon Izuku hears some firing in the distance. Izuku, sigh. Momo, what is it? He suddenly turns the car and drives toward the sound. Soon he parks in the middle of the road. Momo, what's going on? Izuku takes out his weapon, wait here, and he just walks into the alleyway, and soon she hears the same gunfire go off. Next thing she sees is some of the civilians running out of it. Thank me God, thank you. One shouted out to him. Soon Izuku walks out and gets back in the car and drives off. Momo, Izuku, might not be worth it. But there, this drive I have to save people I see in danger even though it's bullshit. So porcelain doll, you going to run again? Momo, and I was just surprised. Izuku, right now let's get the hell out of here. I'm tired, and he starts the engine again. Soon his phone rings again. Izuku, and he answers it. Jackie, hey 𝐒𝐽𝐻 to go out for drinks. Izuku, kind of babysitting Jackie, tease it. She's your age. Plus a little booze here and there should calm her down. Bring her down to our level and learn how to have fun. Izuku, and what's your plan here? To impress Misty. A knot hat was yesterday. It's for me and V, but she's out of it. Just finished a big job. Izuku, really, and who was it? Jackie, we had to save a high-ranking corpo chick, almost lost it her if it wasn't for V using her hypojet project. Izuku, that. How did it go? Jackie, worked like a charm. She was about to die on us, but she managed to hold on. Izuku looks back at Momo, who was just staring out the window. Izuku, hold on corpo doll. She looks at him. Izuku, you said you never had the chance to have fun, right? Momo, Yumie, Izuku, we're going to meet a friend. His name is Jakizo. We'll be hanging out with him. Momo, okay, and he turns around. Izuku, look, he's a nice guy. But at the same time the craziest mod half I know, but don't let that fool you. He's quite the force to be reckoned with. Momo, he must have a very powerful quirk then. Izuku, no, it's not about quirks here. It's about skill. His quirk allows him to see where a projectile will land about 5 feet in front of him. That's it. Momo was a little shaken hearing about this guy. Soon they arrive at Lizzie's bar again. Soon Izuku sees the bouncer. Hey Johnny boyo, did you finally find a permanent one? Izuku, no babysitting. That's sweet of you. Should we all have some fun? Izuku, haha sif. She's stuck up, but I could loosen it for her. Izuku, I rather you not. Okay if you say so Johnny, and they let them in. Momo, who was that? Izuku, a bouncer. Momo, but she was very close to you. Izuku, why jealous, making her blush. Momo, and I Izuku, relax, it's only a joke, come on, he's waiting. And they go in. Of course Momo wasn't very fond of the way the staff dresses and their little dance routine. Sis, this this'll be. Momo, when you said I would have fun. Izuku, well, this is his way of having fun over here. And they see him sitting at the table. Momo already saw him for a brief moment at the factory. She was held captive in Jackie, hey 𝐒𝐽𝐻𝐿. And the corpo slot. He yelled out so happily. Izuku chuckles. Just be glad she doesn't understand that much English. Jackie, hey, I'm taking full advantage of this. Come on, have a drink. And the two sat down. Momo out of instinct sat by Izuku so he was in the middle. She was nervous. Soon Jackie gives her a small shot glass. Jackie, 14 but Izuku here had his first drink when he was 9. Momo, Izuku, he was trying to tell how old I was when I had my first drink. Momo, and how old were you? Izuku, guess, he said. Momo, I'm 13. Izuku, wrong. Momo, 10. Izuku, wrong again. Momo, okay, tell me. Izuku, 9. Momo, 9. Izuku, not my fault. Real, I left a bottle of vodka and I thought it was water. Momo, oh. Soon after this Jackie pours her a shot. Jackie, come on amiga, take the shot. While chanting, Momo looks at Izuku. Izuku, don't look at me. You can drink it if you want. And curiosity got the best of her. She picks up the glass and just downs it in one. Gosh, coughed a lot. Izuku, congrats, you just had alcohol. Being sarcastic about it. Momo, ugh, that tastes really bleh. Jackie was laughing. I knew she couldn't take the good stuff, man. She is a rich kid. Izuku pours her another shot. It's better the second time. And she was hesitant about it, but she tries it again. Momo of course coughs, but it wasn't as bad as the first one. Her throat felt like it was burning. Momo, how can you drink this stuff? Izuku, you get used to it. Jackie, oh man, she's down 2 shots. Come on, get her another one. Izuku just raises his eyebrow. Are you that desperate to give her a hangover? I'm babysitting her, you know. Jackie, Yeah, but she has to be alive for that. It's no different, plus it could be for you to try and become a hero. 𝗵𝗲𝗄𝐻, Izuku, how did you? Jackie, Mama Wells was at the Kojo, Izuku, of course, Jackie. In my opinion, to get a ticket out of here and have a hot babe at my 𝗬𝗵𝗲 would take it. Look, we know you done a lot for this place, Izuku. Here we go again, Jackie. But I think you should just become a hero and come back. That way it should be easier for you to get jobs done quicker. Izuku, come back. Jackie, man, you can't forget your family, right? Screw your other one. 𝗓𝗧𝗓 is your family. 𝗵𝗲𝗄𝐻 may not show it, but she sees you as her little brother, especially since 𝗬𝗏, Izuku, right? You know. When you're buzzed you can make up some good ideas, Jackie. I may not be the brightest headlight, but I sure as hell can throw a party. And soon Momo goes in for her 4th shot. Momo, more, give me another. Waving her shot glass at him. Jackie, still don't know what you're saying, but I know when someone wants more, and soon it ends up being a mess. Sooner or later Jackie and Momo were singing 2 different songs. She used her quirks to make party poppers and Izuku had to cut her off. It was annoying. Momo, oh come on, ya don't have to be the way. Blushing hard from the alcohol in her system, Jackie was knocked out on the table. Izuku, alright you, it's time to go. And soon he calls up 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏, pick her boyfriend Upand. He just carried Momo over his shoulder again like a sack of potatoes. She was humming some song. Izuku, yeah, that's Jackie for you, Momo. I couldn't understand him. But he and Nio Sky he, giggling now. Why does he feel like something like this happened before? Whatever. Once Izuku made it to his apartment. Well, his father's apartment, yes, it was still maintained by Wakako. Apparently he really left an impression on her, so he waltzes in with Momo still babbling like an idiot and plops her on the sofa. Of course the living room and his bed are all in one, but he doesn't care. He lays on his own bed, can't sleep since he has to make sure she doesn't drown in her own vomit, so instead he puts her on his bed. Who cares if it gets dirty? Sits back on his chair and starts to drink his own brew. He can't help but think back on what 𝗵𝗃𝗄𝗏 and Jackie say to chase his dream again. To become a hero, save people. He wanted to be like All Might, to save people with a smile on his face, be the greatest hero they have ever seen. Until her Izuku, Izumi, he mumbled that demon's name, that 𝗵𝗃𝗏𝗏, who he is ashamed to call a half-sister his parent. She undying hate for them all. If he could kill them, would in a heartbeat. But again, it's not his way. Should he go back to Japan, there's a high chance of him seeing them again. But at the same time, he can get his license, show those F-airs he means business, and come back here to be Night City's hero. Everyone can look up to or kill. Izuku makes a couple of calls. Wakako, is there a reason you are calling at 3 in the morning? Izuku, can you arrange a place for me to stay in Japan? Wakako, gonna tie some loose ends? Izuku, more like I'm going to burn them. Izuku already made a few calls in and only packed the things he needed that are essential. Of course he headed to Wilson's, that was in the same apartment building as him. Wilson, hey Johnny, rumor going out that you're leaving Night City. Wow, that spread quickly. Izuku, and what do you think of it? Wilson, I would say it's bullshit. But at the same time, don't blame you, Izuku. It's for another reason. 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏 going to be this city's first hero? Wilson dropped his drink. Whoa. Now I know that's quite a noble goal, but you can't be serious. You are going to be a magnet for contract that are out to kill you. Izuku, I know, but they should know that I'm not easy to kill, plus it would give me a reason to kill the scavs or other danger without getting in trouble with the NCPD. Wilson, but you have their respect. What is one license going to change? Nothing. Izuku, yes, but until I find that one corrupted cop. I'm Wilson. Sigh, you know I can't tell you how to run your life. But all I can say is that you better not die. You're keeping my store running. Izuku, I know. Which is why I'm getting triple the load than I usually get. Since I'm sure Japan's laws are more restrictive than here. Wilson, yeah. So you better get a license for that thing. Izuku, going to you. I can just pass it off as a support gear. Since I made it out, so I'm sure they are going to see their pants when they find out I'm quirkless. Wilson, demon, I wish I could see their faces. Izuku held his hand out. Well, will Sony guess this is goodbye for now? Wilson shakes it. As to you, kid, go show them what a real warrior of a Night City is like. Soon he returns to the apartment. He knows it's going to be in the same way he left it in. He sees Momo barely waking up. Momo, ugh. What am I? Izuku, you had a great time with Jackie. Momo, oh no, did I? Izuku, no, you just got wasted. That was I hauled you back here and you fell asleep. Momo, oh no. I wasn't too much of a bother, was I? Izuku, Noya just got annoying humming whatever song was on your mind. If you really tried to do something I would have just dumped you at Peep so he could make you work. Go take a shower. I don't want you smelling like alcohol. Soon Momo goes to the bathroom and she just realizes that there's no door or any type of covering. Momo, Izuku, what? Momo, your shower is just in the open. Izuku, and, is he serious? Momo, I don't want you to see me naked. Izuku, please, I already seen what you look like. No reason to be embarrassed. Momo, there's plenty of reasons. Izuku, you can either smell like alcohol or be clean, cause you will not kick me out of my apartment, so either stop complaining or take a demon shower, and I'm tired so you don't even have to worry. Still blushing, she finally does it. Momo, okay. And she slowly takes her clothing off. Soon she turns it on and washes herself. Izuku on the other hand made some last calls to say goodbye. Of course it shocks V and Mama Wells, but he has to go. Will be coming back to help them, but he was more annoyed about the chance of him seeing his false family. Again, of course it doesn't sit well with V, but Mama Wells understood. And she was happy for him. But she also said to call her from time to time, to remember who raised him. Soon the shower turns off. Momo, you know you have a towel. She was poking her head around the corner. Izuku gets up to walk over to a cabinet and brings one out. Soon he hands it to her directly. She gasped, but he didn't care. Izuku, are you going to take it or not? Okay, that felt degrading. Momo takes it and Izuku just goes to get his stuff prepared. Momo comes back out wearing her other outfit, which was the same thing, except the shirt was green this time. Izuku looks at her. God damn it, he knows this is her teasing him. Momo, alright, so when do we leave? Although her head was pounding, she was handed shades. Izuku, hurry up, we need to leave. And she got up and they head for the car. Soon they reach the docks, where there was a man in a suit with a cruise ship with the name Yaoyorozu on it ready to depart. Soon Izuku gets out with Momo to see the others. Izuku, what are you doing here? Jackie, we want to see you before you leave. 𝗵𝗃, and he pats his back. V, hey, keep on fighting, you got me. Better come back. Izuku, I will, and she ruffles his hair again. Vic, kid, you're gonna get far, you better come back. Night City could use more heroes like you. Misty, hey Izuki, no, we really don't talk much, but you better take care of yourself, get all that negative energy out of you. Izuku, ow. And the last person that will be hard to look at. Izuku, Mama Wells. He looks at her. She was just praying for him to be safe and to help him when he sees his family again. Mama Wells, you better keep eating. Otherwise you'll end up skinny. How else are you going to be a hero? Izuku, I don't know. He's trying his best to hold it back, but she instead puts a hand on his cheek. Mama Wells, it's okay to cry me, 𝐒𝐻𝐻, and soon the dam broke. He hates this. He hates crying. How much those people made him every day until he came here. Hey, hugs her. Izuku, 3 I'm going to come back. Mama Wells, I know. Soon he breaks the hug, rubbing his eye, and he turns to Momo who was waiting. Momo, are you ready? And he nods. Izuku, time to go to hell, but before one thing. Izuku, V, and he throws a pair of keys at her, which she barely caught. Izuku, take good care of my wheels. Smiling V, don't blame me if they get shot up. Izuku, that's an accepting move. Soon he was lead into his own room where he just sets up his thing. She looks out the small window and sees them still waiting. Sun's ship takes off. In all honesty, he was very nervous, even if he didn't show it, is going to see those heirs again, because they all had a similar goal, and that is to attend you. Added, anything of them ever missed him? No, they don't care. If they did care, they would have never done what they did to him, but sometimes he wishes he can talk to Aunt Mitsuki or Aunt Ray. They never judge for who he is, but at the same time found it ironic that his tormentors' mothers treated him like their own than his own pure and innocent mother. Soon he hears a door knock. Sorry to interrupt, but if you wish to eat in the dining hall you must wear this, putting a suit and tie on the hanger, and he closes it. Izuku, 𝗧𝗵𝗲, really, what a load of bullshit. He just walks past it. And he activates the optimizer, tapping into the network to get a layout of the ship's interior. Soon he sees the dining hall and makes his way there, just wearing his black leather pants, tank top, leather jacket, and his shades. And he enters the dining hall, seeing how fancy this 𝗧𝗃 is. It made him feel sick. Sees Momo wearing a different attire, her own fancy clothing that would cost more than all of the places he went through combined. Ah, you must be Mr. Johnny. The man gets up. Izuku, in the flesh, not one for formalities. Izuku, don't have time for that when you grow up in the shithole I've lived in. And quite the profanity as well. Yaoyorozu, why did you wanted this filthy commoner on the ship? What did he say? Momo, Because he saved my life. He has earned more than my respect. In my opinion, he's a hero, and this made the servant worry even more. What have you put in her mind? She has a set ruling to follow. And she will not be tainted by your filth. Izuku, please cut the bullshit. She only ran away because of how controlling her family is. You're her hell. How dare you speak ill of the 𝐎𝐻𝐻𝐼 family? I should have left you in that filthy 𝗧𝗵𝗲. And he walks off soon. Izuku sits down and slouches on the chair before he puts his feet on the table. Momo, you miss there a reason why you're doing that. Izuku, tired as if she girl didn't sleep because I didn't want you to drown in your own vomit. Momo, sure. Trying to keep it a secret. Izuku, what? Momo, if word gets out about me doing Izuku, why it would be just words doesn't matter. Honestly, you need to step up for yourself. They can't control you forever. I'm sure the reason why they want you to be a hero is so they can promote you and advertise you, showing that the 𝐎𝐻𝐻𝐼 Corporation cares for its citizens. But it's not my business. I'm only stating how I feel about all of this. Momo, well, I know you wanted to attend you. And to be honest, you're the first friend I have. Izuku, whoa friend. Momo, I mean ya. Izuku, do you even know how a friend is like? Momo, well, sure, they do a lot of stuff together. One cares for another, and they like to have the same hobbies, right? Izuku, you just explained a couple. Momo, oh me bad. Izuku, also I have been the one insulting you and dragging you everywhere where I need to go. Momo, well, is that the definition of a best friend? You get so used to them you insult them. Izuku, you're not wrong. But I'm the one who made drink. Momo, shush. Izuku, when's the food coming? Momo, when do you eat? Izuku, whenever a job is finished then I move on to he next one. Sleep, however, isn't much unless I reach my limit. Momo, and what's the longest you went without sleep? Izuku, a week. Of course I had the weird illusions, but soon I managed to get used to it. Momo, are you even human? Izuku, Nahas one would put it, I'm just different. Soon the same servant came out with 2 silver platters, one given to Momo and the other Izuku. Momo was served something pretty fancy. While Izuku opens it to see Izuku trash, seeing it in front of him, the chef himself doesn't want to waste precious and quality meat on someone like you. Momo, tell him that Momo 𝐎𝐻𝐻𝐼 demands he gets the food, otherwise you can both kiss your jobs goodbye. You don't mean that. Momo, do you want to hear a lecture from my father about this? And this made him paled. Yes, young 𝐻𝐻𝐼, and he took the platter back and went into the kitchen. Soon he was brought the same thing she was given. Soon after dinner is over, Izuku sees some of the maids looking at him. He sees quite the brute. He's from Night City. Some people call him the people's champion. Is that even a title? What does it even mean? I heard he protects the people. With an attitude like that, probably to rich folk like the higher-ups, I'm sure he can rock the bed. He looks younger than you, girl. Age is just a number, Izuku, and prison is just a room. And he continues to walk back to his room. Soon he enters and just lays down on the bed, looks at his notebook. Izuku, Mantis 𝗧𝗵𝗲, knowing its uses again. He needs more than just 3 cases of material he got from Wilson. For now, he can work on his other project. He calls it the projectile launch system, but how to make sure it reloads is the problem. Soon he was about to write again until the door bursts open to 2 guards and the same servant from before. Guard, is this the one who insulted you? Yes, it is him. Has corrupted the mind of the 𝐻𝐻𝐼 with his quirk. Izuku, really, you do know I'm quirkless, right? Like I said, he's trying to trick you. Guard, alright kid, you need to come with us. Izuku, please, I don't need to be dragged anywhere. Your 𝗬𝗪 of a servant was the one to insult me and also serve me trash. Guard, and if we ask 𝐒𝐻𝐻𝐼 about it, will she back you up? Izuku, I don't know, she was 2 feet away, so she probably didn't hear it. You see, he's nothing but insult. She is filth from Night City. He calls himself the people's champion, and soon the second guard was a little stunned. Guard number 2. Wait, people's champion, you're Johnny, right? Izuku, guess my name has spread to a lot of places. Guard number 2. You saved my wife from the NCPD corrupted cops. She was being beaten and bruised. You didn't even want it to be paid for it. Izuku, oh Yelanda, how is she, by the way? She recover well physically? Guard number 2. She's doing fine. Look, Johnny here is most likely in, but he is quirkless, that is the truth. And they both turn to the servant. Guard, but you on the other hand, you're going to take a walk with us? Servant, no, I can't do this. You know who I am. I am the one who is leading our group to make the finest dishes to give the finest service. You cannot take me into question. You are all filth. Nothing 𝗵𝘃𝗍𝐻. Before Izuku just chops the back of his neck, knocking him out. Guard. Well, guess we can say is sorry for causing you trouble, Izuku. No worries. Not the worst I've been through. Guard number 2. What has been the worst? Izuku. A 𝗧𝗵𝗲 hideout that is also a torture ring. Obviously I took it down. Doesn't mean the images are not out of my head. Guard. Can't imagine. Well, you have a good night, sir. Izuku. Likewise. Guard number 2. And thank you again for saving my wife, Izuku. Just doing what I do. And he closes the door and he again just goes to bed. Izuku. I'm not even in Night City and it keeps happening to me. Great. Now he wonders what type of bullshit he'll run into back at Japan. 5 days later, Izuku woke up to a knocking on his door. Momo. Hey Johnny, you awake yet? Izuku. And why are you out here? Aren't you supposed to be guarded? Momo. Well, there's plenty of guards, so there's no reason. Could you let me in? Izuku. You sure that's what you want? Also, it may not be appropriate for you to see. Momo. What the hell are you doing? Growing irritated. Izuku. Oh, the profanity, teasing her. Momo. That's it, I'm coming in. And she opens the door to see him with no clothes on. Momo then regrets everything almost. Momo. Put some clothes on. Blushing and hiding her face. Izuku. Shoo. Momo. What? Izuku. You're going to wake her? And she looks closely to see one of the maids sleeping right next to him. Momo. You? She was at a loss for words. Izuku. Put some pants on. I'll tell Yayo really know how to give a service. And he puts the rest of his clothes on. Momo just waits outside the room, still trying to get that image out of her head. Izuku finally comes out with his stuff. Alright, that was nice. Soon the same maid also came out and she rubs his metal arm. I hope you enjoyed our stay. Izuku, you really should be given a raise. Before he kisses her. I've been given enough. Momo, could you please hurry? Izuku, see ya. And she waves, smirking. Soon they got out of the cruise ship and of course there was a limo waiting for Momo. Momo. I guess this is where we'll part ways, Izuku, until you go to you. Momo. Oh right, Izuku. Well then see ya. And he starts walking with the cases he has. Momo could only watch, waiting until he is out of her sight. She really is something else. 𝗓𝗏𝗧𝗏, your father would like to speak with you once you return. And she frowns, looking sad. Momo. Yes. And she enters the limo. Izuku keeps on going along, never stops walking. That was until he keeps gaining people's attention. He honestly felt like he's going back to the past, seeing very few to no change. He honestly was expecting Izumi and the others to pop out of existence to try and attack him, but he's no longer the weak 𝐒𝐻𝐽𝐻 Johnny, the ruthless killer that protects the innocent. Izuku. Wakako, he calls the phone Wakako. Speaking English in Japan. How sinful. Izuku. Look, I need the address to the place I'm staying at. Wakako. Of course you should receive a message. And lo and behold, he gets it. Of course, their apartment complex that his mother and father used to stay at. Izuku. She isn't called the Lady of Knowledge for a reason. And he soon take a train to the place he hates the most. Mustafa. Once he enters the apartment, he already just flops down on the floor. Wonder how the girl is doing. Izuku. Probably got in trouble big time, especially since she is now associated with Johnny. And he takes out his phone and of course he messages Mama Wells and the others. He made it okay. Soon he was receiving a video call. Jackie. Hey hermano. How's 𝗵𝗃𝗲 going? Izuku. Just got here, pain in the butt trying to 𝐻𝗪𝐲 around. Jackie. That's what happens. Anyway, let me see the new deeds. And he showed him around. Jackie. Not bad, not bad. Guess what hermano? Izuku. What is it? Jackie. You won't believe what happened. And V managed to get a new member. Her name is 𝗵𝗃𝗃, the best hacker in Night City, and she just landed a job for us. So big it should takes us straight up to the big leagues. Izuku. And did you get details on it yet? Jackie. Not recently, but hey, the plan's being laid out, so I'll give you another update if we get it or not. Izuku. Well, you better take care, Jack. You remember what Misty said? That red aura or CRP that you need to get rid of. Jackie. Misty's always right, she knows everything. V. Jackie, we need to head out now. Jackie. Alright 𝗵𝗲𝗄, you better become a hero. If you die, I'll be the one to kill you. Izuku. How does that make sense? Jackie. You know what I mean. Good luck. And he hangs up. Already 5 days and he misses them. Soon Izuku looks up for a vehicle and he came across a pickup truck for sale. With the money that he has, and he has a SHT ton of it. He bought it for every person he killed back at 𝗧𝗧𝗏 still has about 4 months for the entrance exams already prepared for it, so for now he sleeps. The next day Izuku walks up to Dagobah Beach and he noticed that someone has been cleaning it up since it used to be piled with garbage. Izuku, So now someone is cleaning it. Pathetic. And soon he hears grunting, "Come on Izumi, you need to bring it in and go plus ultra." He Froza slowly turns and sees her, the same beach with blonde green hair with blue eyes, and also has grown a Lothi, was still taller than her, but it was obviously that it's that 𝐹 something in him was waking, could feel all the rage in him build. Upan to top it off, she was training with her father Toshinori Yagi's grip tightened. Even Mirai subconsciously reached for his comrade's hammer, but then he remembers why he was here. Jackie, remember Hermano, screw your old family, you have a real family here now. He loosened his grip, although that was all in vain when he heard Yagi, "All right, now you seem to be strong enough to inherit my quirk. Izumi, no, eat this." What? Izumi takes the piece of hair and eats it. Also gagged. Izumi, what the hell did you do to make your hair taste so bad? Yagi, hopefully when the quirk comes in you can start practicing it. It should take about an hour to manifest itself. Alright, we took a break. Keep on cleaning. And soon she runs off to go gather up the junk. She looks to her side. She thought she saw someone there, probably her imagination. Bang 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 bang. Izuku was seen kicking the tea out of a dumpster, hitting and kicking it with all of his might. He bents the thing beyond recognition, sits beside it and breaths heavily. It was filled with rage. He can feel tears coming down his face. Kept punching it more and more and more until he was running out of energy, laying on the ground, and as if God was taunting him, it started raining. Why couldn't he just have one day of peace and not run into his past again? But no, he has to face it head on. Soon he will see them eventually when he goes to you. Also for now will have to live the rest of his free time in peace, though make sure he will not be rusty when he gets in. So he did some odd jobs here and there. Of course he got into trouble with the authority, but they don't know who he is. When they tried finding him 1 week later, Izuku was driving in his pickup truck, wanted to see what changed and what stayed. The 𝗬𝗵𝗲 noticed a lot has changed, some for the better and a lot for the worst. He tried to go into a store the other day and they tried to kick him out because he said he was quirkless. So the quirkless are being treated worse here than ever. They also segregated them from the rest of the people. The reason he got an apartment in the area because they put it in his father's name. Well, he still had his name on it since his death. You know 𝗬𝗲 won't let this get to him's going to help them. That's what being a hero is like, correct? The next thing the quirkless knew was Izuku driving up with some food bags. As he pulled up, Izuku then drives along the street and he gives them food. Why are you giving us kindness, good man?" a young boy asked him. Izuku kneels down to him. It's what a hero does, right? And he smiles. Soon right after this event he has made another name for himself, being the rebel hero. Right after this it caught news as he would do more odd jobs and it would piss off the heroes and police because they can't even catch him. But soon right after 4 months of annoyance and trolling he is standing in front of you. Izuku was wearing his leather jacket and he had a black hoodie under it covering his head with his shades. He had his weapons with him plus his new addition to the gun family, calls it his hand cannon, and it has a 10 bullet capacity. It was a little less powerful than his comrade's hammer, but it can still go through steel easily. Soon some but tried to push him aside. Out of my way, extra. And he was disappointed. Katsuki Bakugo, you dumba, sorry about that, sir. And his C&T sister, how swell is this? He walks up the stairs before he sees a girl about to fall. He grabs her around the waist and pulls her in. Izuku, you should watch yourself, didn't know who might be watching. And he lets go, leaving her stuttering. Her bob-cut brown hair and the permanent blush on her face with her expression made it all the more hilarious for him. Izuku, but no, seriously, watch Udium Johnny, by the way. Oh nani. Ochako Uraraka? Izuku, alright Okako, I'll be seeing you. And he walks up. Ochako, first name basis already. Izuku, I'm from America so I'm not one for formalities, smirking, and he goes and soon he walks into the auditorium and sits down slouching and even puts his foot up on the seat in front of him. He closes his eyes until, hey everybody, can I get a Y? Scaring him, he almost pulled out his gun. Izuku, present Mike. He had to listen to the whole orientation about it until the one swine called him out. And you with the inappropriate attire, you have been bored this whole time. If you cannot take this seriously, leave. Soon Izuku still slouched. Izuku, boy, you would think there were 10 of me minding my own business. So be a kind swine and shut the F up. he said calmly. Soon he was about to go into full scolding mode until Present Mike told him to stop. Right after this he was in the bus still trying to sleep. Everyone was irritated by how he acts, but they should know to never judge a book by its cover, for they don't know they have AF badass killer in the bus with them. Izuku. Alright then, time to get serious. He pulls out his pistol and everyone took a step back. Even some ducked as he brings out a mag, spins the gun before loading it and spins it again, and he puts it back in the holster. Next was the comrade hammer and he just loads it. Lita. Are you aware that you brought a firearm into the testis? It even allowed. Izuku grabs his hand and he grunts from his strength. Izuku. You're really annoying. If you're so curious, they are crafted by me. So F off, and he lets go, causing him to clutch his hand. He walks up to that 𝗬𝗧𝗏 girl. Izuku. You look nervous. She looks behind her. 𝗲𝗏𝗏. Oh hey Johnny I am, and he puts a hand on her shoulder. Izuku. Listen Herden, think on, feel like an ancient meme, just do it. And make sure to keep your focus, if you don't you won't think right, so be careful. And she nods. Izuku. Also you're cute when you're flustered, and she blushes again. 𝗲𝗏𝗏. Izuku. Just remember what I said, and he walks off. Once the gates open Izuku already runs in and he pulls out his hand cannon that he calls it, bro that guy is really annoying. But that doesn't even wait for the call sign to go. How uncivilized. PM, what are waiting for? Follow that guy, go. And soon they rush in, but they were in for a surprise. Izuku walks slowly, seeing the 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏 and the others trying to attack the other. She soon brings out his weapon and fires it, destroys the mech. He starts running as he uses his skill as a merc to rush them. Soon the other 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏 tried to fight him, but with the gorilla fist, he punches them, disabling it. Uses his optimizer to find their weak points. Once he was done with the first wave, he might as well help some of them. Outrunning along the streets, he sees 𝗬𝗧𝗏 using her quirk to destroy them. Izuku. So she can manipulate gravity, but only in close combat, seems useful. As he spins around to fire at a mech, destroying it. Soon a girl with earphone jacks was being overrun. He rushes over to her and he fires a couple of shots to help her out, not destroying them completely. It lets her have the points. Thanks. Waving Izuku, heh, and he goes along. Meanwhile, in the observatory room, there is quite the promising batch. This year Aizawa was ignoring their battering, but he was focused on one kid in the group. Of course it was the cam of Johnny displaying his skill. Nizu. Well, look at what we have here. They also look at Johnny's cam. They see him displaying a great amount of skill in both utilizing his weapon and fist, even to so far as to helping the other contestant. Already qualifies for being a great hero in their book. Aizawa was shocked now. Wait, green hair, green eyes, freckle, 𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏. Midnight also looked close as well. I think it is Shota, Nizu. By God, he did 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏 Izuku Midoriya. Seeing him go through all the 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏 easily and even helps out the students. Once again it's a repeat, but still the long-lost son of 𝐒𝐭𝐻 Yagi has been found. The only question remains is where has he been for the last 9 years. Aizawa. I'm calling them Nizu. Now hold on, Aizawa, we found him. We can't let him leave. It's been too long of a search and he's right there. Nizu, yes. But I want him to finish. I want to see how he'll fare against this. And he presses a red button and laughs madly. Midnight. We found a long-lost child and you have a high chance at killing him. Typical Nizu. Soon rumbling is heard and Izuku looks up to see the giant mesh was about to run off because he doesn't feel like taking it out, but that was until he heard a scream. Izuku, 𝗲𝗏𝗏𝗏. He hears her screaming. Seeing her under a piece of rubble, he lifts the first layer off easily and soon clears it off. Soon the 0-pointer is closer than usual and it was about to step on them. 𝗲𝗏𝗏𝗏. Johnny. His eyes glowed and soon the foot stopped. 𝗲𝗏𝗏𝗏, huh? She looks to see him lifting the foot up with his metallic arm. 𝗲𝗏𝗏𝗏. Johnny, Izuku. He's sorry about that. And soon he pushes it off, causing the 0-pointer to stumble. Izuku took this as a chance to lift her up. 𝗲𝗏𝗏𝗏. Izuku, come on Kirby, we have a test to complete. He sees her foot is broken. Soon he sees the 0-pointer going after them again. It fires small missiles at them, but what happens is Izuku puts 𝗲𝗏𝗏𝗏 down. 𝗲𝗏𝗏𝗏. What are doing? Seeing that they stopped, Izuku reloads his weapon dramatically and fires at the missiles, destroying them. Soon he pulls out the comrade's hammer and aims it at the head. Izuku. Hey race, a Night City special 𝗵𝗃𝗏. And he fires, making the iconic loud boom. Even the wind was blowing a little as the head explodes. Suddenly it topples over backwards as he looks away, picking her up and walks slowly towards the exit. As the others could only watch as the mech falls and soon see the flames building up. The knight saving the princess was all they could see. Holy was all they could think of, but a certain girl in the group 𝗏𝗧𝗵𝗲 𝗵𝗃𝐻 was both shocked and in awe at what she was seeing. This beast managed to take out the giant mech, but that wasn't it. This mystery person was none other than Izuku Midoriya, who went missing 9 years ago. Right after Izuku destroys the mech, he sees 𝗏𝗧𝗵𝗲 looking right at him. Izuku did nothing but glare at her, and she actually reacted by shaking. How glorious is this? 𝗏𝗧𝗪. Thank you, Johnny. Izuku. It's no problem, just doing what I do best. 𝗏𝗧𝗪. You speak English, what did you say? Izuku. Just giving the mech a nice taste of my skills. 𝗏𝗧𝗪. You act like you killed someone. Izuku. You have no idea. 𝗏𝗧𝗪. And soon he brings her to recovery girl. 𝗏𝗧𝗪. Also, is the robot arm your quirk? Izuku. You could say that. Soon he sees 𝗏𝗧𝗵𝗲 still staring at him until she finally got her sense back and started to run after him. 𝗏𝗧𝗵𝗲. UFO, screaming with all her might, crying out loud. She uses her quirk to launch forward at him, but he simply steps aside and she faceplants right into the ground. She couldn't get up. 𝗏𝗧𝗵𝗲. Izuku, she muttered out. Izuku. Don't you Izukami 𝗏𝗧𝗵𝗲, don't you do me a favor and F off, 𝗏𝗏𝗵𝗲. Why, what happened to you? Not believing. This cruel person is her long-lost friend Izuku. Life and the hardship of another hell I ended up in before. Suddenly he sees Izuku. I.e. Racerhead and Midnight. Oh, what do I owe the pleasure? Aizawa. We know who you are as Midoriya. Midnight. Please come with us. Izuku. Sure. And he walks with them, leaving 𝗏𝗏𝗵𝗲 there to cry. What about Izumi? What would she do about this? Soon Izuku was lead into the inner offices. Aizawa. You had your family worried for 9 years. Izuku. Please family, what bullshit have they been telling you? Aizawa. Of course I knew. We want to know where you've been for the last 9 years. Izuku. Well, let's see. After my sister and her beach friends attacked me for the final time. I had enough of everything in that household, everything that occurs to me on a daily basis. I ran off. I finally felt like I was in control. That was until I ended up on a cargo ship going to Night City. Surely you must have heard of it, Aizawa. A lot of heroes had some type of experience, so don't go there because we're a magnet of attracting trouble. Is this where you have been for 9 years? Izuku. Yep, made quite the name for myself too. Have you heard of Johnny? Aizawa. You mean the people's champion? Guess this is you, Izuku. In the flesh, fuckface. Aizawa calls it in. Alright, now tell me why I shouldn't have you detained and arrested. Izuku. Please, you know you can't do schnot with the whole city behind my back. I'm known as their hero. They don't have the same rules there as you do. Aizawa. And the arm, what is it? Izuku. A little side project I cooked up. Aizawa. And the guns? Izuku. Something I made again. Aizawa. So you're telling me that you made all of this on your own? Izuku. Well, the arm was with a little help from a friend. Aizawa. And do we know this friend? Izuku. Would rather not say. Aizawa. And why not? Izuku. Because if you go after them you'll end up in a grave, and that's not even a threat. Nizu soon enters. So Izuku Midoriya, kid who went off the grid. Izuku. And you are a 𝗓𝗵𝗲 also popped out of nowhere. Nizu. Came with jokes now. Izuku. Nah. I just don't care. Nizu. You will care when I tell you that your family is coming. Izuku. Nah. Aizawa. You mean you don't care that they will see you? Izuku. They F up my life. I'm just here to become a hero and go back. That's my goal here. Nizu. And you know the price of being a hero of Night City, where your chances of dying are way too high. Izuku. Unless you're mayhem called the people's champion for a reason. Nizu. Well, let's wait until your family arrives then. Izuku. Fine by me. He soon pulls out his phone to make a call. Aizawa. And who are you calling? Izuku. Relax, it's my friend. So stop acting like your girlfriend putted her fake PP in you, irritating him. Izuku. 𝗏𝗏𝗪𝗏. I see you are about to meet your family, aren't we? Well, then you may keep me on the phone for now. Nizu. Who is this? 𝗏𝗏𝗪. Oh. Nizu, how is your wound holding up? Nizu then kind of got nervous. 𝗏𝗏𝗪𝗏. It's been doing well. 𝗏𝗏𝗪. And you know my source CC have sent you a file on everything he's done all the way down to his kill count. Aizawa. Kill count. Izuku. What was the number again? 𝗏𝗏𝗪. It's quite the impressive number. How about 574? And they just stared at him. Okay, now they know they are dealing with something dangerous. Izuku. Well, now you know that you're dealing with a man who committed a genocide. Now what? Nizu was nervous now. They really have walked onto dangerous waters. Aizawa. And you're quirkless, right? Izuku, yes, since I was born beach. Soon there was some rapid running and soon the door busted open. He doesn't even Luke was too tired for this bullshit. Izuki's it really you? He sighs and gets up to look at his family and also Izumi who tried to jump at him. Izumi, Izuku. And like Katsumi he moves aside and she ends up hitting the desk. They were shocked that he dodged her hug. She looks at him and she was scared. This wasn't him. Izuku, after 9 whole years you still act like you care. Looking down at her they also noticed the metal linings and the obvious metallic arm. Inko, Izuku, what have you done? Seeing the cyberware. Izuku, I have done what no one couldn't. I have achieved things that I never knew I couldn't in all of my life and I have to thank you all for that because if you haven't tormented 𝗵𝗃𝗵𝗲 I would have never become the person I am today. Soon Yagi came up to him. Yagi, son, but instead he was face to face with the end of a gun barrel. Izuku, give me a reason why I shouldn't have you become number 575. But suddenly he grabs Aizawa's scarf and rips it to also push Izumi to the wall, shielding her eyes so she can't use her quirk. Yagi, Izuku, what are doing? Izuku was breathing heavily, put the gun away and instead punches the wall and lets Izumi go. Izuku, you're not worth a bullet. He had tears coming down. Izuku, how dare you trying to remember Macying? You're sorry. You just wanted me to go back to that demon house you call a home. Inko, now never mean to hurt you in any way. Izuku, you have lost that right to call me your son. Izumi, brother. Please. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry for what I did. I just wanted you to be safe. I just wanted you to stay alive. I never wanted this to happen. Izuku, and now you will learn what your actions can result in. Izumi, but it matters not. Izawasari, about your scarf. Aizawa just stood there, knowing you were about to shoot your father. Izuku, you mean all 𝗵𝗃𝗵𝗏 the quirk he could pass on? And they all froze. Izumi, Noi. Izuku, I came back 4 months ago. I know about your secreta quirk. That could be passed on to other so many brain cells. Did you have to Locido even have a thought to give it to a beach like her? Angry Yagi, Izuku, we're gone. What we've done to you. We have regretted it. Everyone is at fault for what we did to you. Please come home. We can be a family again. Inko then goes up to him trying to hug him. Inko, please son, please. I never wanted any of this to happen. You are my one and only son. No one could ever replace you. No one. Sobbing soon Izuku grabs both her arms and prisses it off him. Izuku, your Mistakini already have a mother and a sister and a 𝗵𝗃𝗵𝗏, not your son anymore. Hell, and soon he looks at Nizu and he nods, so he goes through the door and leaves Yagi. No son, but he was held back by Aizawa. Inko, Shota, what? Aizawa, you clearly didn't hear what he said to you all. Do I need to remind you what you did wrong? Because if I do, then you're stupider than I thought. It's bad enough, Izumi, but we just want him home. He has been gone for so long. Aizawa, not much of a reaction. Nizu, plus, you don't want to mess with Johnny, the people's champion, who also has a kill count of 574 in Shinko. He would never take a life. Nizu, sadly it's true. He has been living in Night City for the entire time, so he's a force to be reckoned with. Yagi, please, we need to talk to him. Aizawa, don't you get it? He doesn't want anything to do with you. All they could do is wallow in silence. Izuku just had an aura of death that people who saw him just moved out of the way. He was so mad that he ended up breaking the doorknob. He just goes out towards his truck, but he just sits in it. Until there was a knocking on it. Izuku, what? He yelled out, but he realized he yelled at Momo. Momo, hey, what's going on? Now worried for him. Izuku, you free Momo. Yumie? Izuku, get in. I'll tell you along the way. And she gets in. Soon he hears, Izuku, please don't go. And he drops a smoke bomb and drives off. Momo, was that Izumi? Izuku, you know her, Momo. I ran into her when she used to be All Might's apprentice for a while. Pretty cool. Izuku, yeah, cool. Saying it with malice. Momo, what's up? Izuku, she's my sister, and she was wide-eyed. Momo, I thought Mama Wells and V and Jackie are your family. Izuku, sadly, and I wish they are my original family. Momo, the people who hurt you. Izuku nods. Momo, I'm sorry, Izuku, for what you didn't do AF thing. Momo, I just thought it felt like you needed it. Izuku, thanks. And she smiles a little. Soon he stops at the beach and he turns it off, sighing, and he just looks down. Izuku, honestly, I hope to avoid them, but now I have to deal with her. Inu, a god, she's so annoying. Momo, maybe if we tell the school we can make sure she and her friends can never get in. Izuku chuckles. Sounds like a nice dream, but you can't not when All Might himself is on their side so they can't be touched, Momo. My god, is he that oblivious, Izuku? You don't know the half of it, Momo. And now there's a high chance we'll end up in the same class as her, Izuku. You were just hoping to be just us, smirking. Momo slightly blushed. No. I was just talking about not having them in the class, Izuku. I understand it's not far for what I want, you know. Despite being a corpo gal who had her life served on a silver platter, could relate to me so much from her own personal hell, Momo. Thank you, Izuku. No needy almost shot my father, Momo. Oh, Izuku, 𝗲𝗲. That's it, Momo. Well, seeing that you just did back at Night City, it's not far-fetched, Izuku. And you, how did your father take you running away, Momo? I wish I could have the courage to do what you did's, trying to find suitors for me. Maybe if you love someone you can learn how to act proper, imitating her father Izuku. He literally sounds like every stuck-up corpo shithead I ever ran into, Momo. It's quite hilarious, Izuku. So what do you want to do? Momo. I always wanted to see this ice cream parlor in downtown, Izuku. Say no morito, you know where it is. Momo. Sure, I can guide you, making a map. Izuku. You just proved to me that you don't know, Momo. Well, I can try. What about you and Night City? Izuku. I grew up there, Momo. Oh yeah, Izuku. You sure you aren't drunk again? Momo. Ugh, when will you let go of that? Izuku. Never. You singing was the best thing in the world. Along with the party popper, Momo covers her face. Izuku. Beaut, it may seem F in another circumstance. But I'm glad to talk ht like this to someone here, Momo. Well, I'm glad to entertain you, making a pouting face. Izuku. You're cute when you pout, Momo. Could you stop flirting? Izuku. Just be glad I'm not going full throttle, otherwise we'll be here all night. And he drives to the ice cream parlor she was talking about. Walking along downtown, had his hoodie. Momo. So what happened with the exams? Izuku. Oh, the typical stuff. Helped out some people. Fired up some mechs like they were scavsand, then some giant robot appeared, so I used my comrade's hammer and it blew up, Momo. You destroyed the 0-pointer. Izuku. Yeah, and with one shot, Momo. And that's the same weapon you used to save me with, Izuku. Yemi, first child, the best thing I ever designed, but I'm working on another one. But I have a quick question to ask you, Momo. Yeah. Izuku. This is going to be creepy. But could you give me a pint of beer? Momo then freezes. What? Izuku. Yeah, you heard me correctly, Momo. Any particular reason why? Izuku. Working on a project that would require IT. I tried to search for alternatives, but I couldn't figure it out, so yes or no, I really don't care if you don't, Momo. Yumiya here, I can do that, Izuku. Cool. Soon they again walk along the boardwalks, and they have been talking to each other so much that it was nighttime. Momo then calls up her ride. Izuku. Going back to hell? Momo. Sadly yes. Izuku then thought of something, takes out a pistol and hands it to her. Momo. What is this for? Izuku. It's my first pistol. The first kill I had was with a boy's father who was trying to molest him, shot him dead on in the head. It helped Menno. It can help you so you won't feel powerless if you have another conflict with him again, Momo. 3 can't take thice. I don't think I can do it, Izuku. You kept your sanity when you were tied up at the Maelstrom hideout. This shouldn't be any different, and think of it as a test of showing your strength, Momo. Are you sure it could all lead back to you, Izuku? Then you know that I will kill as many of them as possible. Momo soon sees the limo pull up. Izuku then pushes it into her hand again, and she reluctantly puts it into her bag. Momo. No one has ever done this for me, Izuku. I believe you can do it. You deserve better. Momo. Also call if you need help. And she nods before leaving. Going towards the ride, she gets in and they take off. Izuku. You get all that, Wakako. She has been on the phone the entire time, Wakako. Since you almost killed the symbol of this. You put up quite the show, Izuku. Not really. I do think the girl can make her own path. She ironically lived through her own hell in a corpo world, Wakako. Yes, but now is the time for me to leave. This information has proven useful. Until next time, Izuku. And she hangs up. Izuku couldn't help but hope Sophie never really had this type of feeling for a person. Yeah, he had a lot of one-night stands with a couple women, but this felt different. Honestly doesn't know how to deal with it. And that scares him. What if she's just using him for her own personal gain? What if she'll betray him like the rest of them? Izuku. Oh well. In the time of death. You got to take the shot. For now I'll hold back. and he drives off to his apartment. Izuku woke up to get ready for his school again. He was being forced to wear a uniform. Flashback. Izuku, look, here's the deal between me and Yui. No, they are going to end up in your class, but I could give a SHT about it. If I end up in the class, then so be it. But I want to be seated far away from her as possible. Aizawa. That's fine with me. It's the least I could do. Izuku. Also, I wanted to say thanks, Aizawa. For what exactly? Izuku. For at least putting in some effort to search for me. Least you cared. And he leave again. Flashback ends. Izuku. So yeah, he just puts it in a plastic bag and just goes in his regular clothes. Soon he drives to you. Again, of course, he sees the 4 idiots waiting for him. He parks and soon the others did not look happy. Deku. And he runs after him ready to punch him. Katsuki don't. And soon he just dodges and puts him in a chokehold and soon slams him to the ground. Izuku, always the violent Katsuki, growling out UBSE. Me go. Soon he noticed his glowing eyes. Izuku, and why would I do that? Bakugo, you are useless, you're weak and pathetic. How the hell do you have a quirk? Izuku, Kaken. What if I told you it's not a quirk? Soon he was lifted in the air. Izuku, and here comes the beach of the year. Izumi, Izuku, you are going home today, you hear me? Izuku, how about no, like I said, I'm not your family anymore. Shoka, Izuku, please, we only did what we thought was best. Izuku, really? Soon he brings out a bag of sand before throwing it at Izumi, causing her to release him. Izuku, because I'm pretty sure I lost a toe or two from both of you freezing me to the floor. And he walks past them. Izuku, we may be classmates, but it doesn't mean I want to be your friend. Once I get my hero license, I'm going back to my real family. Shoto, your real family. Izumi, but aren't we your real family? Izuku, not even close, and he walks inside. Bakugo, the bee. How is he so strong? Izumi, he did it, you guys. She made his cyberware we talked about. Shoka, no. Shoto, great. Katsumi, I knew he saw him take out the 0-pointer. Bakugo, the fees F worthless, how can he be that strong? Izumi, because we made him this way. Izuku just sits at the cafeteria for the moment trying to get things all polished up. Of course he was wiping Bakugo's BLD of his arm until he heard a gasp. Soon he sees a teacher go up to him. Yui's that really a metallic arm? Izuku, and you are? Power loader. I'm power loader. I teach the support class. Izuku, yeah, I made it me own design. And his jaw dropped. Power loader, you need to tell me how. Izuku, no, Kondoi would rather keep it a family secret. Too much of a risk. Power loader, risk for what? Izuku, for corporations to take it and use it for their own gain. I would rather be respected, or my choice, and yes, I already had this conversation before. Power loader size. Very well then. I won't hold you or force you, just know what you have can really change the world. Izuku. And that's what she said as well. Soon he gets up to head to class. Izuku, let's see, the odds are against 𝗵𝗃, that stuck-up swine, and the 4 cants are in the same class as Muhen. I called it yesterday. He opens it and as always it's Ride sees the guy with the glasses arguing with Bakugo about putting his foot on the seat. He just walks past and soon he was stopped by the swine dude. Yui wanted to thank you, Izuku. And for what exactly? You knew what the real intentions of the test was for, that you clearly are better than me and it's an honor to be in the same class as you. Izuku just lifts his head again. Don't do that, it looks weird, and no, I didn't know, and no, I'm not better than you. Just relax. Don't act like someone stuck their PP in you and learn to be mellow. I'm telling you this again because I know you're trying to register my language. And he sat down at the back putting his feet up. But I would like to say I'm Lida Tenya. Izuku, but you can call me Johnny. Lida. Very well then, I'm Johnny. Izuku, don't stress yourself. Soon he sees Momo walk in and there was this purple midget and yellow-haired kid with a lightning bolt going through it eyeing her. She just walks past them. Momo smiles at Izuku. So we're in the same class? Izuku, seems so. And soon the other idiots came in as well. Ochako, oh Johnny. She runs over to him. Momo, one night stand. Izuku, nah. 2 airhead, Ochako. Soon the midget stands up. I cannot take this, you only been in this class for 2 minutes and you're already getting all the babes. Izuku, it's called being having a reputation, dumbass, you best learn to get one if you want a chance. Momo, ugh, I hate people like that. Izuku, and what about me? Momo, You're a special case. You are Johnny Champion of the 𝗵𝗃𝗄, so you are going to end up with a big reputation. Izuku, don't forget the rebel hero, Momo. Oh, so that's why the quirkless district has been more cheery. I always wanted to help them, but again, Izuku, stuck up father, Momo. You said it. If you're here to make friends, I suggest you leave. And the students in the front see a yellow pill-like thing on the floor rolling over to show a man's face. Aizawa. Took you 8 seconds to shut up. We need to improve it. And he gets out of his sleeping bag. Was he really there the whole time? Lita, this is our teacher. Ochako, what? Izuku, huh? Momo, sigh, Aizawa. I am Mr. Aizawa, your homeroom teacher. Go get changed and meet me at the training field, and soon the students leave. Momo, see you there. Izuku, yep, and she leaves soon. It was just him and Aizawa. Aizawa, are you going to get changed? Izuku, already in my clothes. Aizawa, you know, in order to attend this school you must abide by the school rules, especially the dress code, or else you be tainting the reputation. Izuku, I know, it's just you can't expel me. Aizawa, and why are you confident for that? Izuku, because I'm a mass murderer with a kill count almost to 1,000. Aizawa, fine. Be that way. And he leaves soon. Izuku also jumps out the window to head to the field. Aizawa, I hope you didn't break the window. Izuku, it was already open. Aizawa face palms Izuku. Now let's wait, pulling out his comrade hammer to load it. Aizawa, you do know it's illegal to have firearms. Izuku, yeah, but I know my SHT when it comes to these things. Also, they aren't right now, just small replicas. Handing one to him, holding it, it felt really heavy. Aizawa, and this is what you used on the 0 pointer, correct? Izuku, yeah, and soon the others came out. Lita, Johnny, it is uncouth to not be wearing your gym outfit. Please go change. Aizawa, it's fine. Tenye is stubborn than a mule. Alright, since all of you took about 8 minutes to get out here, not good enough. It's not hard to improve on garbage, so be faster next time. And they nod. Aizawa, today we are going to have a quirk assessment test. Ochako raises her hand. What are going to do for orientation? Aizawa, when you're becoming for a hero, we have no time for these type of things. We need all the time we can get. Johnny, since you got first place at the entrance exams, why don't you go first? Throw this ball as far as you can using your strength. Mina, don't you mean quirk? Aizawa, you'll see what I mean. And soon Izuku takes the ball and stands in the circle. Soon he starts punching the ground, which of course confuses the hell out of them. Kaminari, what's he doing? Kirishima, no clue man. Mina, rage. Siro, is he crazy? Izumi, I don't know, even she doesn't know what the cyberware does. Katsumi, Shoka, Izuku, although people were confused. Momo, however, was smirking. Jairu, you know what he's doing. Momo, just watch, and they see that he threw the ball upward and soon he punches it, releasing all the stored up energy, and it goes really far. Izuku, smirking, and the others just watch it fly. Kirishima, holy SHT. Izumi and the others could only watch. How powerful is his cyberware? Bakugo, god damn it. He started to run towards him, still hasn't learned his lesson. Izuku was about to get ready, but instead sees him get wrapped up in Aizawa's scarf. Bakugo, let me go. Aizawa, I see you were about to attempt to attack him, which would have ended badly for you. Try it again and you're expelled. Got it? And he nods. Izuku, wow, you're finally being tamed, how adorable. And this caused Momo to snicker, but she hid it well except for Jairmina. Well, besides that, this looks like fun. And soon Izuku just looks at her and shakes his head. Mina, what? And soon Aizawa just glares at them. Aizawa, fun, you said you think this is all just fun and games. Well then, if you want games, I'll give you one last person to score on this test will be expelled. And they all got shocked. Izuku, cool. Ochako, what, that's so unfair. Momo, yes, but remember there are a lot of things that are unfair in life. Izuku, villain attacks, shootings, natural disasters, kidnappings. Looking at Momo, and she knows. Izuku, all of that bullshit is never planned, it just happens, and if you can't be prepared or even take this seriously, then what's the point of being here? Aizawa, funny coming from you, Izuku, and you know my real reason of being here. Which made some of them confused, so during the test it went smoothly for some. The 50-yard dash, of course Izuku wasn't fast enough. He ran fast of course, but the Lita was too fast. The jumping test, he just got 5th only because a real-life Kermit the Frog got first, but then came his favorite, the stamina test, running in a loop for as long as they can. He once ran from Japantown all the way to Watson non-stop and back. Again. Of course he ran, but he got bored. Soon he sees Momo on a scooter, so he just jumps on Momo. Wow. Izuku, you have room and I'm bored. And all she could sew is giggle. Soon the others noticed as well. Mina, hey. Izuku, come on bubblegum F run. Pulling out his pistol and fires it at her feet. Aizawa chokes on his coffee. Mina, I'm running. Trying to increase her speed. Momo, are you crazy? Izuku, what do you think? And soon he fires it at the others to causing them to panic as well. Kaminari, OHF, Lita, is this legal? And that's when Aizawa blew his whistle. Aizawa wasn't even going to question it. Well, he made you give it your all, so I'm not complaining. Izumi, he fired at us. Izuku, please, if I wanted to shot you I would have used real rounds, and this made them stop. Mina, wait, Izuku, used RBB bullets would just leave some bruises or a broken bone. Ochako, that doesn't make it any better. Mineta, and he got to ride with the hottest babe in the class. Crying BLD. Soon he brought out Comrade's hammer and puts a real round in it. He points it to the light pole and soon fires. They weren't expecting the insane amount of power in that weapon, which made them pale. Izuku, next one out of you I will put it in you mouth, and he nods slowly. They look at S scoreboard and they saw that Izuku was last. Bakugo, Izuku, at least I tried for being quirkless. Mina, did Kaminari, he say, Satu, he's, Jairu, quirkless. Izuku, yeah, pretty much hard work is what got me here. You have quirks that gives you a nice treatment. Aizawa, and yeah, the expel was a lie just to make sure you bring the best out of yourselves, but Johnny here already did that. What the hell is this first day? Once school ended, Izuku already is heading for his vehicle to see the idiots in front of him. Izuku, Sai, can't you just F.O. with him? Running low on patience. Bakugo, might have, Katsumi, but was it really necessary to fire at us? Shoto, you've changed and not for the better. Izuku, and you're saying that you haven't, which makes sense seeing how Bakugo still treats everyone like they're pieces of his. Ishoka, you've been gone for 9 years. We have a right to be upset. Izuku, that you all caused. Izumi, Izuku are coming home right now. Using her quirk to lift him up. Shoto, Izumi, I want to make it up to you. We want all of us to make it up to you. Izuku, Izumiri siblings. Izumi, what? And this made her focus falter, trying to comprehend was he just said. Izuku then just dodges and kicks her away. Izuku, please, that was hilarious. How could you even have thoughts like that? Izumi, no, Izuku, whatever, I'm leaving. And he walks again. Shoka, wait. Izuku, but she was stopped by Shoto, leave him, it's no use. Izumi, demand it. And soon they see Momo there. Momo, wow, never knew he would make jokes like that. Katsumi, the F are you doing here? Ponytail. Momo, I'm going to ride with my friend, and she walks to him. Shoka, looks like she has a thing with him. Katsumi, growling. Izumi, let's just go homie, I can't deal with this right now, and they walk off. Shoka, we can head to downtown. Bakugo, F hell. Fine, I need to get my mind of this bullshit. Izuku, hey Mo, what's up? Seeing her getting in the truck. Momo, do you just have different nicknames for me? Izuku, would you prefer Porcelain Beach? Momo, Mo is fine, thank you. Izuku, so what do you want? Seeing she is in the passenger seat. Momo, don't know, ride's not coming today. Izuku, and that concerns me. Why? Putting on his shades. Momo, I was hoping you could give me a ride somewhere. Izuku, and what do I get out of this? Momo, critiquing my existence. Izuku, I had my fair share back at Night City. Momo, which was one day. Izuku, and it was enough for me. Soon another knock was on the window. He looks to see both Mina and Kirishima, bro, you can drive. Seeing his truck. Mina, wanna hang out. Seeing some of the others as well. Momo, well, what do you say, Johnny? Smirking. Izuku, he rolls down the window. Izuku, alright, climb on back and we'll be off, and they cheered and jumped on the trunk. Momo, so where do you want to go? Asking them. Izuku, I don't give a shit, just want a drink. But wait, I need to wait 4 more years. Mina, oh, let's go to the mall. Pumping her fist in the air. Kirishima, I'm down for that. Smiling. Siro, sure thing. Izuku, side type of I got myself into. Momo, you mean socializing? Izuku, shut you panned, look who's talking. Momo, at least I have servants. Izuku, whatever, and he drives off with the others. Kirishima, so when did you get your wheels? Izuku, when I first moved here. Mina, oh, and where did you move from? Izuku, America. Kaminari, bro, that's a long way where in America. My god, they are like her. Izuku, and Night City, and some of their jaws dropped. Kirishima, holy is you're from Night City. Mina, Night City. Not really a creative name. 𝗧𝗪 then grabs her. Not just that it's one of the world's most dangerous place to live at or even visit, it's so bad that even heroes are forbidden to go there. Mina, really? Kaminari, how come? Izuku, our system there is quite different. Be a long shot. What have these people call fixers, and they give us contracts that have us do different tasks, be it stealing, killing or rescuing someone, and those people are mercenaries. Mina, so let me get this straight, you have mercenaries there. Kaminari, and you can just do it right in the open. Kirishima, the authority there is only to protect the middle or higher up social classes. The lower classes are just there to fend for themselves. Even though some do try their best to do good, they will most likely end up being killed there. Mina, sounds like a literal nightmare. Izuku, hell would be more appropriate, but it's my hell and I call it home. 𝗧𝗪, Welsh remind to be glad that you're on our side. Izuku, well, what you guys are gonna go through here will never compare to scavs. Mina, scavs, Momo, you don't want to know, trust me. Mina, okay. Soon after this, Izuku drove them to the mall. Yes, they did hang out and they did got to know him for a bit. Soon they split up for the moment, going to different stores, but Kirishima wanted him and 𝗧𝗪 to go with him while Mina and Momo go to another store. Mina, saw you two a thing. Momo, what? No. Mina, and is that why you were so quick to get in his truck to sit by him? Giving an evil grin. Momo, I owe him a lot. Honestly, I'll tell you the reason, but not right now. Mina, okay, but I'm holding you to it. Momo, what do you think of him? Do you like him? Mina, just a little. But that whole bad boy persona he has going is a bit irritating. Momo, well, that's how he grew. You'd been to Night City, it's like what he said. You really need to survive. Mina, yeah, I'll give him that. But him being quirklish is quite the hottie. Momo, tell him that and he'll definitely spew back some words. Mina, seems I have a challenge then. Momo, well, don't let it get to your head because Johnny can be a womanizer sort of. Mina, what do you mean? Momo, well, when he asked to take a cruise ship back with my father's company, 𝐒𝐭𝐚 slept with one of the maids in one day. Mina, dem wonder who was his first. Momo, 𝗎𝗍𝗍. Mina, what now? I'm curious. Momo, should have figured. Mina, but hey, I got to know how you're gonna try and nail him. Momo, I don't like him. Literally, when I first met him, he barraged me with insults. The infamous one being Porcelain Beach. Mina, well, you tolerate them. Momo, well, that was before I knew it was a part of his personality. Mina, yeah, and he fired at me, so you don't have a reason to complain. Meanwhile, Kirishima, so are you and 𝗂𝗵𝗲 a thing? Izuku, 𝗂𝗵𝗲. Kaminari, the hottest girl in class. One a man, you seem really close with her. Izuku, and what's the point here? Kirishima, bro, he's wondering if you're dating her. Izuku, don't have time for SHT like that, it would only bring heartache. When I finally get my license, I'm heading back. 𝗧𝗪, but didn't you say heroes are a major target when you go there? Izuku, yeah, but I made a name for myself there, so it will be a challenge for them. Kirishima, whole you pair, you saying that you were a merc. Izuku, you got me there. Kaminari, holy 𝗧𝗪, how many people did you killed? Kirishima, guys, it's not manly to talk about something sensitive to him. Izuku, 574, and they just look at him, this guy who's quirkless killed 574 people. Now they grow nervous. Izuku, if it makes you feel better, my count is just a baby compared to my peers plus the people I killed. Aren't what you call peoples. 𝗑𝑣s make a majority of it, and they are the worst. 𝗧𝗪, how worse are we talking? Izuku, don't say this to anyone, but my first gig was to take out a SCAV leader because he had a thing to recreate torture scenes from movies and add to ID. I ended up in his storage when I was sneaking in one time. I would rather not go into details, but I can say the amount of bodies in it was enough for me to hide in it. Kirishima, how are you still sane? Izuku, if it weren't for the fact I'm doing it for a cause was enough for me to keep pushing forward, plus the amount of cash I made for doing it made it worth more. Even if I wasn't paid, I would still kill them, especially since see no more. Kaminari, don't blame you, man, let's go to the game store. Want to take my mind of this. 𝗧𝗪, yeah? Izuku, game store. Kirishima, oh man, you missed a lot, come on. nudging him to follow. Izuku then walks into the game store and sees a lot of things, and he was interested seeing both Kaminari and 𝗧𝗏 talking about a game involving a battle royale. The hell is that? Sounds really dumb, but then he sees Kirishima giving him a game. Izuku, hello Kirishima. A classic man, nothing could ever replace it. You need to try it out. It is an experience, bro. I can play it with you if you want. Izuku, 2 people can play this. Kirishima, yeah man, it's co-op. Izuku, alright, I'll try it out then, and he smiles. Kirishima, super manly bro. Once everything was over, the group met back up at the food court where they got some food to eat. Mina, so Johnny, you want to go out sometimes? Izuku, bold and straight to the point. It doesn't matter to me honestly, but sure, I guess we can start now. And he walks over to her and takes her hand. Mina was completely caught off guard. Even Momo laughs. Momo, I told you, Mina, save me. As she being bridal carried to somewhere else. Kaminari, I need to learn from him. 𝗧𝗏, could I live in Night City? Kirishima, manly and smooth at the same times, but I felt hurt. Momo, it'll most likely end in some way that she'll probably have a nice time. And it'll be it. Kirishima, are you saying that he's done this a lot? Momo, he has an interesting group of friends. Kaminari, know any of them? Momo, one of them was named Jackie and he is crazy and a force to be reckoned with. Kirishima, so will we see them again? Momo, most likely until midnight. Kaminari, well F for Ashido. Momo, yeah, but anyways, what's up with you guys? Mina, okay, when I said we can go out sometime, I didn't really mean now. I'm not dressed right. I'm still smelly from the class today. I just wanted to go home and shower and rethink my life decisions. Izuku, yeah, but you know, when I want something I go for it. Momo knows when something is offered to me I'll take it, and he keeps walking with her talking about things as well. Mina, so what's the deal with you and Yamamoto? Izuku, met in unfortunate circumstances involving 𝗧𝗵𝗲. She doesn't want to talk about it. I would rather keep it private for her. Then Mina, I respect it. So what do you think about her? Izuku, very interesting gal. She is like me in a way, so she's a good friend. Mina, you sure it isn't any more than that? Izuku, why are you interested? Do you want to date her? Mina, what? No, Izuku, just joking, but yeah, it's just to that point right now. Mina, I guess I could get that. Soon someone jumps out to grab Mina. Mina, and the thug had a gun pointed to her head. Alright, give us whatever you have and we'll let her go. And soon another one pointed a gun at him. Izuku, how cute that you had to resort to taking in a hostage instead of just going after me. Thug, the F are you talking about? Give us your F money. Izuku, you know the rules. You had to give us some dialogue to even prepare to act scared. You may not even know that someone could spew out liquids to you. Thug, give us the cash. Shouting out. Izuku, you know I would love to, but you see I'm behind on rent and I really need this money. And he looks at Ashido and winks. Soon the thug points his gun at him. Now thug, guess we'll just get it off your corpse then. Izuku, well, you made one mistake here. Thug, PSH, and what's that? Izuku, pointing the gun at me. And soon he grabs the thug's gun and fires it at the other one holding Mina, making him let go of her, so she kicks him away. And Izuku brings out his pistol and fires one of the thugs in the shoulder and the other in his knee, causing both of them to fall over. Izuku goes up to Mina. Izuku, you alright? Mina, yeah thanks. Izuku, don't mention it. So what do you think of the date? Mina, well, it's eventful. And he chuckles. Mina, did you Izuku, no, I just incapacitate them. They won't be going anywhere. Mina, Dean, no wonder no one messes with you. Izuku, dealt with enough of it to know what to do. You're a hero in training, so it's alright to be scared, but it's a learning experience. Mina, yeah, he guess it is. Izuku, well, you best head back to the others. Mina, what are you going to do? Izuku, take out some trash here. Mina, okay, then see you at school. Izuku, yeah, and she goes off. He turns to the thugs. Izuku, you know it's not good to mess with the rebel hero, right? Thug, SHT, you're Johnny. Voice squeaking. Izuku, in the flesh, we're sorry, we didn't mean to. Izuku, and I'm supposed to fall for that bullshit that came out of your anal hole. So they were taken in by police when they read a note saying that they attacked him and Ashido. Izuku just drived off. Seeing the others went home. Soon he receives another phone call. Izuku, hello, Mama Wells. Mijo. Izuku, Mama Wells, Mama Wells. You haven't been calling much. How are you doing? Izuku, I've been doing fine, just trying to get through this. Mama Wells. And your sister? Izuku, same as ever. Mama Wells. You know, Mijo, there is a saying that in order to move on, You need to forget and forgive now. In your situation, it is hardly a thought in your mind, but in time wounds may heal, but the scars will remain, but they soon will fade as well. They take longer, but they will fade away. Please make sure you stay safe, okay? Izuku, I promise Yui will tell the others I said hi. Soon he hangs up. Even though it was short, she still makes time to call, and he needs to be the one who does it. Izuku, I know you mean well, but with 𝗵𝗵𝗲 don't think it will ever fade away even if he wanted it to.